Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Hello, hello, hello. It's the NFL show. It's Ian McKinnon, Patrick Jackson. It's Jake McGee. We have got the Falcons. We have got the Colts. We've got a game
Yeah,
for you. Got a live stream. We're looking forward to it. Hello, hello, hello. It's the NFL show. There we go. And we've got a live chat. Jackson. Check that out. Jake Unbelievable. What I need is headphones. So I can hear my voice. The Colts. There we go. We've got a game for you. So, live stream. Patrick, how are you getting on?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, just looking at the coin toss in grey and murky Germany. We're about to have the anthem from someone with giant red shoulder pads. But yeah, I'm good. How are you today?
I'm all right, pal. I'm all right. Jake McGee, how you getting on, buddy?
I'm thrilled that we found a game that all three of us have interest in. Because the 7-2 Colts win this, they go to the #1 seed over your Broncos. They also play in the AFC South, and they are playing the Falcons, who play in the NFC South. So we're all invested.
We are absolutely invested.
And I do hope we get to talk about Thursday night football a little bit in this as well, because I really need your tough thoughts on that game.
Yeah. Well, we will talk about that, but maybe not just now.
That could be a halftime. That could be a halftime segment.
Filler.
Yeah, that was diabolical. Absolutely, it's one of the worst things I have ever seen in my life. And what is it with the Broncos and Thursday night games? Seriously, what is it with these? Just absolutely horrendous.
As you said the word diabolical, Daniel Jones's head filled my screen as the director cut to him. It's like, well, after last week's 5 turnovers game, diabolical might be the thing. We'll see.
Yeah, my screen keeps jumping here. I do apologize if anyone's trying to watch this and is wondering what on earth is going on. My screen keeps jumping. I might lose the logo. In fact, I'm going to lose the logo. Bear with me on this one. What we'll do is apologies to our viewers here. I'll just pop that back on there, and I'm going to mute our audio for a second. This is that one and that one. That one. There we go. That's much better. What a disaster that was from a from a technical point of view. Oh my word. That was an absolute disaster. So I do apologize to everyone while I try to sort out what's going on here. I've got too many monitors. Far too many monitors as we are looking at the national anthem. Yeah. Let's have a look at some of this. So live. We are live on YouTube. The NFL show. Ian McKinnon, Patrick Jackson, Jake McGee. Fireworks. Lovely. Predictions.
We haven't even had both national. That was the first one.
Patrick, do you have a note of the predictions, by the way, the scores? I don't have user Jake.
Loading that up. As we do.
Can you, once you get them, as we look at the German Gents, that's a name for a band, the German Gents.
Everyone went Colts win. I went 34-24 Colts. Jake went 28-20 Colts. You went 25-20.
25-20 for me.
No faith in Atlanta, so
it's
Atlanta win it will be.
Well, it's one of those games where I won't be overly surprised if the Falcons win. It's not going to shock me if the Falcons win this game. I think it's more likely that the Colts will. That's literally all it is. I mean, Jake, what do you think?
I've got 25-20 on my prediction, and the fact that they're like, Michael Penix threw 3 touchdowns last week, a career high, and for 3 games in a row, he's thrown 1 touchdown and no interceptions. Wow. It's like, this is like, okay, we're scraping the barrel here. My kind of worry for them is the fact that the last 3 games, they've not run the ball, and the Colts have a pretty good rush defense.
Yeah.
So Bijan Robinson, if he can get started early, I'll have a bit more faith in the Falcons. If he's bottled up early and they're behind and having to throw, a lot less.
Yeah, pre-game they were really building up the Taylor Robinson rivalry, and that makes sense when you look at the receiving weapons the Falcons have got outside of London. Maybe Pitts, maybe Mooney, it drops off really quickly.
Yes, indeed. Now, I should probably point out that I'm drinking tea. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. I've got tea, which is not to say I will not be switching, depending on how this game goes. My beverage of choice may get switched out. We'll have a look at that. So we're looking at Christina Pink on the sidelines there. From the long view we saw earlier, that pitch looks glorious. I mean, it looks absolutely spanking. We'll see what it's actually like when the game goes. I remember one of the first games down in London I went to was the Giants and the who the hell were they playing now? The Dolphins. 2007, 6, I forget. But from up in the stands, the pitch looked lovely. And it wasn't until you watched the replays, and of course it's much closer in, you see that pitch was an absolute disgrace.
Really cool.
Oh, it was terrible. But from up in the stands, you're going, wow, it looks amazing. Pitch looks absolutely brand spanking new. It was awful. And we'll see how that goes. So we've got the Falcons kicking off. And it is going to be taken at the 5. We're out to the 10, 15, 20, 25-yard line. Colts are starting over. I'm handing this one over to our 2 commentators, Patrick Jackson and Jake McGee. Whichever one of you guys is taking the offense.
Jake's on Colts.
The Indianapolis Colts.
Hey.
You're about 3 seconds ahead of me from the looks of it, because
apologies.
they'd finished the touchback before they'd even got the ball on my screen. But Daniel Jones, I just shown us stats that he leads the league in passing yards, which I don't think anyone predicted.
No.
But lots of turnovers last week, so we'll see how they do. They've got Tyler Warren lining up as fullback here. Interesting start. Daniel Jones on the center, Jonathan Taylor in the backfield, and the fullback of Tyler Warren is just a handoff to Jonathan Taylor. And he looked like he was going to get stopped for a loss, but managed to scrape forward for 1 or 2 yards there. The Falcons have, I think, the number 1 ranked passing defense, but a lower 3rd rush defense. So pretty obvious that they're going to try and attack that early and often.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that lightning Warren up there was for.
Just to show that he can play everywhere, but they did give him 2. They move Jonathan Taylor out wide, so empty backfield for Daniel Jones on 2nd and 8. Does snap the ball. Quick out to Alec Pierce. And that is a first down. So quick rush, nice early, just a slant to Alec Pierce. And we avoid a 3 and out, which is always nice to start the game.
Thanks very much for that, Jake.
Some clubs can't do that in the first half.
So, barely doing 3/4 over in Denver.
Well, I feel sorry for Alec Pierce. He's not usually catching stuff within 25 yards of the line of scrimmage. That ruins his average.
Massively brings down his average. 1st and 10 here. Josh, 2nd downs in motion. Daniel Jones dropping back. Finds Jonathan Taylor on a screen, who breaks a tackle, gets a 1st down, loses his footing and the ball. But the offensive lineman with the great hustle retrieves the ball to avoid near disaster. So I don't know if that was maybe
Kind
the
of
pitch.
Bortolini.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the pitch with Taylor lost his footing, then lost his footing again as he lost the ball. So we'll keep an eye on that. But it's an interesting one. He pretty much untouched when he lost the ball. It was Jesse Bates that tackled him and got a hand in there. But
Yeah,
big hustle from the center to get back there.
definitely.
So it does result in a first and 10. We are in the Falcons half now. Daniel Jones fakes the handoff, completely fools the defender, finds his tight end Tyler Warren for another 1st down. So, despite the fumble, this offense is rolling early.
Some nice gains early. Nice gains early for this Colts offense.
Yeah, it's a nice little play action. The defender completely bought on it. That's James Pierce Jr.
Yeah.
And when you can roll out and find your tight end, it's a nice, easy completion for Daniel Jones.
And how good has Tyler Warren been? Just fantastic.
1st and 10, handoff, pitch to Jonathan Taylor, who almost found a gap, but was stopped for a gain of about 4 there. Almost broke it out. But it's good to see them bringing back the run after a couple of passes. Keep the Falcons on their toes.
Mid-season MVP right there, Jonathan Taylor.
I need to listen back and see if Patrick agreed with our tactical voting so that we could get to MVP, Jonathan Taylor, an offensive player of the year, Jackson Smith and But 2nd and 6. Jonathan Taylor in the backfield. Daniel Jones hands the ball to Taylor, who wriggles forward and keeps fighting, keeps the legs moving.
Did he get
Possibly got
that?
a 1st down there.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think he did.
One of the line judges gives a 1st down, and the other line judge, the other line judge is giving it about 3 yards back.
That's
2 of the wildest spots I've ever seen. There's a good 3 yards between the 2 line judges of where they're spotting that.
I don't have my audio on this game. Are they saying that he was? Did they blow the whistle? Because he
I'm
definitely
assuming
wasn't.
they called forward progress, but he went forward another 3 yards, and instead of being 1st down, it's now 3rd and 2. Interesting decision. We are in field goal range, so we'll see what they do. 3rd and 2, fake the handoff, pass it. Oh, it was to the tight end, but what a breakup by Jesse Bates. I mean, that is what Jesse Bates does for this defense, the captain on the defense. And
He's been
now
all over
instead
this
of
drive, hasn't he, Bates?
instead of a first down, we are now most likely settling for a field goal.
The weird thing is,
Just too high for him.
if he'd actually given the ball to Jonathan Taylor, he had about 10 yards of green in front of him.
We are lining up for 4th and 2, though.
Oh.
Colts are not satisfied with the field goal. They snap it on 4th and 2. They find Josh Downs, and it's not a 1st down. It's not a 2nd down. It's a turnover on Downs.
I mean, this guy's got the best name. Just Downs. For getting 1st downs. Turn it over on 4th down.
And he was number 1.
I know. I remember, like Jake had mentioned this. He was number 1. 1st downs. And then, what's his name? Comes in the building. And Sauce Gardner and takes number 1 away from him. I'd have been like, absolutely not. You're not getting my number.
Who do you think you are?
Exactly. Who do you
Swaggering
think
out
you
of
are?
New York like you're the man.
Yeah, especially with the season Sauce
Oh.
Gardner's been having.
Steichen's got to be furious about that ball spot on 3rd down. Like, it looked like he'd got to the 1st. I was expecting 3rd and inches, and you just blast it up the middle. Ended up 3rd and slightly more than 2. I don't know how they got it there. And then, a pass slightly too high, a pass just too far out in front. Good coverage, decent breakups. suddenly they've turned it over on downs, and all the momentum's back with the Falcons.
Yeah, it's been. What do you make of it, Jake? That spot there. Obviously, as you see, if they called him forward progress, but I don't know why he wasn't stopped. He was still going.
Yeah, you had the left line judge running in past the first down marker.
Yeah.
And then on the right hand side of the screen, I see the other line judge coming in 3 yards further back. And he obviously won the fight because they gave it 3rd and 2. I would like to see an explanation. I will scour Twitter on the Falcons offense to figure out what they called there because, you know, like Patrick says, if it was inches, you'd be like, fair enough, maybe just a difficult spot. But you're talking a difference of 3 yards there.
Oh, yeah. Huge difference.
A good test of the Falcons' offense to start deep and try and work out a long drive against what's been a really strong Colts D this year. And it'll be interesting to see how the Colts D handle the loss of DeForest Buckner, who's been a massive staple of that defensive line unit.
Huge loss for them. Absolutely massive.
It was a very interesting first down. We had a fumble, had some passes, had some rushes, had a weird spot, and then ended up with a turnover on downs in field goal range. I mean,
there you go.
Hopefully that's a sign of good things to come this game.
It's just me, or does it look very dark over there?
Falcons lining up for their first snap. Penix and pistol. Bijan right behind him. Hand off to Bijan Robinson. Picks his way up the middle, found a little gap, cut it out to the right-hand side, crosses the 40, up to maybe the 45 of the Falcons. That's a big chunk play on first down. Good effort from them. And I've realised my drink's accidentally stopped.
Worries.
I mean, classic BAZN fashion, the commentary is now in Spanish. Falcons, 1st and 10 on their own 44. Similar formation. Bijan lined up behind Penix, who cams the play. 2 wide receivers out to the right-hand side. Drake London comes in motion closer. Takes the handoff. 360 spin and then passes. Oh, a horrible drop from Kyle Pitts. Get used to that. Cost him maybe 15, 20 yards.
That's
wide open.
That's
throw on the money.
Terrible by Pitts. Oh, I think it's because he's in my fantasy team this week.
Good protection. Oh, maybe there's a hand in there from Nick Cross, but Cross has been playing out of his mind this year. But no, it was short of Nick Cross. He just maybe distracted him enough to make the drop. That's bad.
That's a terrible. Right, hits him right in both hands. I forgot to change the possession thing on the stream here. Falcons have the ball. Not
2nd and 10. Shotgun handoff to Robinson, who goes up the middle, gets maybe 2. 3rd and 8. First test of the Falcons offense. Near midfield.
What do you make of this this Falcons offensive line? It's been, I mean, on and off this year so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, and they're missing their starting left guard today, so Kyle Hinton's inexperienced youngster, and it's, you know, they need it to really stand up against a strong Colts D line, really lining up with a lot of men on the line of scrimmage, looking to blitz on 3rd and 8. Penix gets the snap and is immediately sacked, fumbles. Colts scoop it up at the Falcons 30, bundles their way down to maybe the 23. Wow. You may turn it over on downs, but you've got it back in even better position than you gave the ball up in the first place. Horrible protection there. Penix was hit almost immediately.
Daniel Jones going intended. It was just the easiest way to get the first down.
Yeah, Cam Bynum unblocked off the blind side, hit him in the back, forced the fumble. Baffling from the Falcons.
I particularly enjoyed the defensive player who scooped up the ball, still trying to, gain some yards, get down, and Cam Bynum already celebrating and being like, I've done my job.
Yeah, I could block for you, but I don't want to. It's Jermaine Pratt who with the recovery.
Who they just picked up, did they not, from the or is that this year you picked up from the former
This
Bengals?
off-season from the Bengals, I think, yeah.
So we have a one fumble apiece. We're going to have to start keeping tally of these fumbles. And, of course, that is the Colts
first
basketball.
Yep, first and 10 at the 23, almost in the red zone immediately. A handoff to a wide receiver on a run there. He's still going right down. He's down at the 1, but he did extend the ball there. That'd be a very interesting, again, another spot. That was Ashton Doolin on the end around. And he looked like he was just going to be down at the 5.
Now AD Mitchell's gone to the Jets.
There you go.
Just watching it back here. He looked like he was going to be down at the 5, just kept his legs moving. He did extend the ball. They've put it down at just inside the 1, and the Colts are going to snap the ball to Jonathan Taylor, who dives his way underneath everybody. Signaled touchdown by the left line judge. Let's see what the right line judge gives before we celebrate.
We'll spot it as a 5.
Lots of 3.
But Jonathan Taylor, touchdowns open. Like I say, that turnover in great field position. 2 plays later, the Colts are in the end zone.
They are.
Much as I'm loath to credit Daniel Jones with anything, that was a high snap above his head, and he did well to reach up and get it down into Taylor's hands to get that run going.
No disputing the touchdown either. Jonathan Taylor off the left-hand side, sneaks his way in, gets it, and then just to make sure, gets back over the line again, just in case. But the extra point here.
Nice second effort.
Michael Badgley, wide right. Wide right extra point. I mean, that is their backup kicker because Spencer Schrader is out injured. But even so, missing an extra point, not great.
No, it's not great
Less
at
money
all.
badger, more waiver badger.
It's not great at all. Points, as we know, this year in the NFL are not that easy to come by. Now, I know for the Colts, you could say, well, they're one of the exceptions. They've had several games and they've gone well over 30 points. But this Atlanta defense is one of the stingiest in the NFL. I think that either first or second in points allowed. And, missing an extra point like that, it's never good. I mean, hopefully that won't come up big later on in the game for the Colts. We'll see. But Atlanta will be a bit relieved. They've actually got a missed extra point there.
When you've got such a high power offense, the Colts, no doubt, next time they score, and they will score again, will just make up for it, go for 2, because they have such a high power offense. I think they'll just be a bit annoyed, but they'll try and get that extra point back and make up for it. But, when you're a backup kicker and you're coming in, you don't want to be kind of putting your name out with missed extra points because you're not likely to get picked up by another team if that keeps happening.
No, that's true. That was a lot of salt she was putting in that. I don't know, watching an advert here, I was like, she's putting a lot of salt in that. Good God. I'm assuming this is an advert for don't eat too much salt.
I think it's an advert for dealing with Alzheimer's.
Oh, is it? So why was she putting so much salt in the food? It is Alzheimer's Association. Check that out. Yeah, Patrick's on the ball here.
Might be slightly ahead of your time as well, but I mean the American, the American pharmaceutical adverts always creep me out.
Yeah, sorry, Jake, I missed what you said there.
I'm watching like a McDonald's advert, like a completely different broadcast from the looks of it.
Oh, are you behind us? That's okay.
I don't know. Did you have a McDonald's advert? I mean, I'm watching Gatorade now. I'm watching
Gatorade, but I didn't have a McDonald's advert.
Oh, we're just getting different adverts.
We're watching different adverts.
This is the future. So, Colts lining up to kick off.
Are they? Yeah, they are now.
Yeah, I'm slightly ahead. I'm okay.
That's okay. It's not a problem. It was the different adverts that was getting me.
Kickoff fielded and brought back out to about his own 18 before getting tackled by. Good question.
A Falcons
I was expecting
player.
to be Jamal Agnew, but it was kicked away from him. I think it was D. Alford. So they'll start deep again
Mm-hmm.
and hope for more success this time. They started off well. That big run to Bijan Robinson down the left-hand side, but Colts got on top of them and they couldn't cope with it. First and 10 at the 19, they've spotted it. Algier lined up behind Penix. No handoff. Drops back to pass, passing from about the 10, rolls out to his left. Hits an open Drake London, takes it over halfway to maybe the Colts 48.
Oh.
Long time to pass, gave London a long time to get nice and open, and a little kind of lob down the left sideline. Fairly simple pitch and catch, but from a distance. Good scramble drill. Quick pass this time, hits London underneath, who dives ahead to the Colts 37. First down again. Can't get in trouble on third down if you convert every first down.
No, this is true. This is very true.
London heads to the sideline this time. Looks a little bit ginger. Probably right. Just gas after the last 2 plays.
He's having a decent season, London. 629 yards.
First and 10. Handoff to Robinson. Flowing to the right. Gets maybe 6 up to the 33. Good gain on first down. Good solid run play.
That's Jake McGee's reigning WinFL Offensive Player of the Week, Drake London.
Yeah.
Oh, some of those high points last week were just ridiculous. I felt like we kept cutting to it between the other game we were covering. And it was like, oh, Drake London's done an amazing thing again. 2nd and 6. Robinson still lined up behind Penix. Tight formation. 2 receivers left, 1 to the 2 right, 1 to the left, 1 moving across behind the formation. Penix throws deep left corner, flag down against Darnell Mooney. That one looks like a 7. That's gross numbers on your kit. Don't like that. Probably DPI at about the 3.
Yeah.
But the pass was way beyond him. So
miles beyond him. I wonder if
interception.
Yeah. Pass interference. Let's see where they're calling it.
Mecky Blackman got flagged.
Well, that looks like it's a bit
Showing why they need.
Oh, right. It's about the 10 where he hit him there.
Not much in that.
He fell over 3 yards after contact. I think
because
because
it at the 14.
the
So
14. I think because
knows what happened there.
he must have seen there's no way I'm getting to this ball, so I'm just going to fall over.
Bizarre. My stream is frozen in frustration.
Oh,
at
we've got a
refereeing.
handoff
First and 10 at the
to
14.
Algier, and he
Algier
is
in
down to
shotgun
the
this time.
1.
Pitt's moving to the right behind the formation.
Wait, what's going on here?
Yes.
What's going on? It's only because you said your stream was frozen. I thought, oh, I'll take up the duties then.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It was a good gap he had. And as he often does, Algier just plunged straight through it. The guys hit him, but he dragged them forward another 3 yards with his momentum and his power. First and goal at the 2. Back to Algier, through the middle. Touchdown.
Touchdown Atlanta.
6 all. And now the extra point might loom even larger.
That was good blocking. That was a good hole for him to get through there.
Yeah, everything flowed to the left, and one defensive lineman got a hand on him diving across, but it was, an arm tackle across the thigh of Algier when he's at that speed isn't going to slow him down. Went in virtually untouched. The extra point is up, and it is right down the middle. 7-6 Falcons.
You've gone from miles ahead to quite a bit behind, Patrick. That is the Falcons, the Falcons' 3rd kicker of the year, and showing he can hit extra points at least.
Yeah, well, they needed that. They needed that. Because when you're on
It's
your, as you say,
classic.
sorry.
I was just going to say it's a classic fantasy league where you've got Bijan Robinson and then Tyler Algier comes in and takes a touchdown. You know?
Yes.
Vultured.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much, Patrick, for that one. Bit of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
You're all right.
Love it.
It's been a decent, even game so far.
Mm-hmm.
So some actual competent offenses being challenged by some half-decent defenses. Very different to what we saw on Thursday night.
Are we just gonna keep getting that?
I mean, it's going to be the elephant in the room until we talk about it, isn't it?
Oh, well, we'll talk about it at halftime. Sorry, Jake, I interrupted you.
I was going to say, it wasn't any better for you because I was saying the same as last week, which was also the Denver Broncos.
I know they're rubbish to watch.
See, you'd take rubbish if you were also the best record in football. It's not that bad.
That's true.
We've got the offenses moving the ball very easily, but we've had Jonathan Taylor fumble the ball but be recovered. Michael Penix fumble the ball. So the only thing stopping the offenses at the moment are themselves, because the Falcons' first drive before the fumble, we had Kyle Pitts dropping a wide open pass. So
Yeah.
defenses are getting kind of shredded, but we'll see. Now we've got the Colts' #1 offense against the Falcons' defense. So I'm not expecting all of a sudden a big stop, but that's maybe out of hope more than anything else.
Oh, might we get a shootout? Maybe we'll get like a proper 38-37 because the Colts missed an extra point. I wouldn't mind that. That'd be all right. You know, get a bit of a shootout. It seems like a while since I watched a game that had plenty of points in it. You know, we've got 13 already in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's more than we managed in 3 quarters of Jags Raiders. Good God, that game was a struggle.
But the Falcons do kick it back to the Colts in the end zone for a touchback. The Colts will start this drive from the 35, I believe, which is just mental.
One good play to get into field goal range, depending on your kicker.
I know.
Well, maybe not for this Colts here.
Do you think with the way kickers are kicking nowadays, they'll actually just push that 5 yards back and put it back to the 30?
No, because I think it challenges them to get better at kicking it more precisely. If you just boot out the end zone, you get punished. So they need to find, they've got the 20-yard kind of end zone of where to kick it. But we start off here with the Colts on 1st and 10. Tyler Warren in motion. Jonathan Taylor in the backfield. It's just a handoff to Jonathan Taylor, who's got the first down and lots more. About 20, 25 yards down the field. And as we mentioned, one play and they are in field goal range as we've entered the Falcons half, about the 35. They basically just moved the other side of the field.
Yeah, that's it.
Taylor went about 15 yards untouched there. They caught up with him, but they couldn't stop him.
No.
And like I say, they've got a very porous rush defense, the Falcons. When they are allowed to pin their ears back and rush the passer, they're good. But rushing the fullback and the run back, not so much. Empty backfield, though, to allow them to do that. Daniel Jones looking for it all, going deep into double coverage, and Tyler Warren comes down with it. Oh, no, it's Alex Bears getting his average back. Alex Bears getting his average back in double coverage. Doesn't matter, and yeah, his NFL average through 2 plays is right where it should be. And that's twice now the Colts have got the ball.
This might be the AFC South homer in me, but there was a massive hold by the Colts left tackle on this.
What was there?
He had his arm right up in the guy's neck.
That's just splitting there. I don't know. Is that
two DBs right on him, but neither of them engaged with the ball.
That's bad. That's bad secondary play.
Yeah.
see if the extra point. They do just go for the extra point rather than going for the 2 to restore it.
Yeah.
So the extra point this time, nice and center, 13-7 to the Colts. I was gonna say that's 2 drives we've seen from the Colts where in 2 plays they're in the end zone. One from the Atlanta 23 and one from their own 35. So it doesn't really matter where you put them. 2 plays and they're in.
So we've
Who
got
cares about controlling time of possession?
no, not when you can do that. 2 plays you're in, 20 points in the first quarter so far. This is more like it. This is much more like it. So let's hope the Falcons can get a couple of quick strikes and maybe we can get another score. I know Jake's like, nope. And Patrick's like, yes. And I'm just totally in the middle going, yeah. I just want to see some good football.
Watch with the casual joy of the neutral.
I can, and it's not often that I can do that because usually I've got a sort of vested interest. I suppose if I was reaching, I'd say I want the Falcons to win because obviously the Colts, with a win, will be tied with the Broncos. But the reality is, I don't particularly care. So I just want to see a good game. Jake's like, what did you just say? The Falcons? Absolutely not.
In about 3 hours, I'm going to be depressed watching the Carolina Panthers run through my team. I need this.
Oh dear me. The poor old Saints.
Rico Dowd will go for 200 yards, but Chuba Missile Crisis probably vulture 3 touchdowns off him.
That always reminds me of. I keep saying this. I don't know why I keep coming back to Barry Sanders, but I do. Because the amount of times he would get the ball, to inside the 5-yard line, and then they'd just take him out of the game and hand it off to fullbacks and stuff like that. What are you doing? Otherwise, Sanders would have
Everybody remembers Walter Payton and the fridge. Oh, that's the most heinous one.
Oh, absolutely it is. My goodness. Walter Payton's only Super Bowl.
Kickoff is up, returned by Jamal Agnew to about the 27.
Excellent stuff. So that's Falcons with the ball. We've got a 6-point game. You're watching the WinFL show with me, Ian McKinnon, Patrick Jackson. I'm doing it the wrong way because of the way I'm looking at it on screen. Ian McKinnon, Patrick Jackson, Jake McGee.
Robinson lined up behind Penix. Handoff, flown to the right-hand side, tried to burst through a tackle, but taken down immediately, gained maybe a yard.
Yeah.
Tackled by big 95 Adebawore, stepping up the defensive tackle rankings on the outside of Buckner.
Yeah, you mentioned...
they've given him no gain, in fact, 2nd and 10.
Yeah.
Faked handoff, and then a quick pass out to Darnell Mooney, who fought it in front of Sauce Gardner and survived the punch-out attempt. Moves the chains. 1st and 10, Falcons, still in their half. At the Falcons 44.
Yep.
Handoff to Robinson, heading down the right-hand side. Got a big gap here, maybe got 11.
We have seen more first downs.
Good beard in the background as well.
We've seen more first downs.
More first downs and third downs, yeah.
It's been incredible. Just so many plays, first down plays, going for first downs. First and second down plays, going for first downs. We've also seen more first downs than we saw on Thursday night in the whole game, I think. 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Yeah, I can do that. I'm allowed to.
1st and 10 at the 49. Another handoff to Robinson, cuts it up the middle, gets more than you'd think he should, maybe 5 or 6. Looked like he was going to be tackled for no gain and somehow found a little crease.
Who needs to play any defense, you know?
Still,
Yeah,
not
overrated.
defense totally overrated, especially when we're doing a live stream. Totally overrated.
2nd and 5. Another tight formation. Back to pass. Aims for the left sideline, slightly out of the reach of Mooney. Can't bring it in. Falls incomplete. 3rd and 5.
That was a weird looking pass.
Yes, a really kind of short on jabby delivery.
Yeah. He's got a strange.
He had a little bit of space from the DB that was covering 23. Kenny Moore, Nickelback.
I'm going to take your word for that.
This is how you remind me?
Oh!
So 3rd and 5. Algier alongside Penix in the shotgun. Trips right. Quick pass to Robinson on the screen. Tackled immediately.
Oh, my
Fumbles.
word.
Catches his own
Catches
fumble.
Mm.
It was Mecky Blackman who took him down immediately. I really love the screen pass where no one blocks anyone and you allow the tackler just to be immediately friggin'
Oh, well.
receiver to be immediately tackled.
I'm an expert in those. There we go.
Horrendous.
There we are. So we're going to see our
What do you
first
expect
punt.
the receiver to do?
Going to see our first punt of the game. Carry on, Jake. Sorry.
I was going to say, Bichon would have been better off just dropping that ball, save them 4 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Signal for the fair catch. Chose not to catch it. It rolls to a stop at the 2-yard line, pinning them very deep. Aptly named Bradley Pinion.
Great punter name.
Yeah, until we
Was he at the Buccaneers for ages?
I don't know. All we need is for like a guy to come out of college named like Charlie Coffin Corner, and you're like, that's a good punter name. That's a good punter
Yeah,
name,
a nice
that.
abbreviated double-barrel name.
You know.
And if it doesn't work out for him, he can start up a funeral parlor.
Exactly. You know, this guy's just made for it. So I don't know. I'm trying to think which player's got the most apt name for the NFL. I mean, Kenneth Gainwell for a running back is a really good name.
Yeah, wish it was more apt, but it is a good name.
True, but the name is great.
We had
Pinion,
Josh
3 years at the
First
Niners, 2 years at the Bucks, 3 years at the Falcons.
Thank you. We did have Josh First Downs, and now he's Josh Second Downs. That's
Josh, no more second downs.
no more second downs. 1 and out.
3rd and Juwan Jennings.
Well, you'll appreciate, anyone who watches wrestling will appreciate that. I have a fantasy league with some of my wrestling pals, and I called my team name Force and Teddy Long.
Old school.
When we had our fantasy football, wait till I see. I need to go back into the app for some of the team names, because you know you love a good fantasy football team name. And let's have a look at this. A league. So look at the league. Gronky Kong. That's a great one. Gronky Kong's a great name.
Classic.
One of my favourites. Osaquon UC.
Nice.
Which is brilliant. Shuck It All, Jake.
Yeah.
Shuck It All. I mean, these are just some great names for fantasy football teams.
I'm depressed that I looked at it because I just realised I'm coming up against Jonathan Taylor and Drake London, so it's just ruined this game for me. But the Colts do start from their own 2-yard line. Daniel Jones in the end zone with his running back. And he does take the snap. Managed to get rid of the ball. Nice little gain for Tyler Warren, who gets about 7 yards there, but more importantly, he gets them out of their own end zone. So it'll be second
Breathing
down
room,
and 3. But yes, a bit of breathing room. It's nice when you're a running back, when you can start on the pitch rather than in your own end zone.
Oh, definitely.
He held the ball for a while in the end zone there, but the protection was such that he was never under threat of the safety.
Yeah, you always worry for that. But they got 8 yards on that, so 2nd and 2. Daniel Jones takes a snap. Pocket is collapsing. He manages to climb out the pocket, which very impressively fakes the pass, runs for the marker, and I believe he will, with the kind of reaching out with his right hand, get the first down. But again, great protection and no hold, which when you see the pocket collapsing like that, very easy to see a flag follow it.
Oh, yes, indeed. No, nice escapism by Jones there. He looked a little more hesitant to run. I don't know if he's just trying to hold up the defensive back. Did they give him the first down? They did.
They did indeed. Yeah, kind of fake pass just to keep the defender not completely interested in himself. Daniel Jones now under center. Tyler Warren and Jonathan Taylor in the backfield. Does fake it to Jonathan Taylor. Finds or attempts to find Tyler Warren after he'd escaped on that play action, but ball was long behind him. And we have an incompletion, so it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that one bounce into Warren's ankle from a distance, that was off target, uncatchable.
Yes, indeed.
And now Amir Abdullah in the backfield on 2nd and 10 for the Colts. Tyler Warren in motion out left. Daniel Jones looking his way. Nothing there. Scrambling again for another first down. Manages to slide for about 13, 14 yards, but more importantly, a fresh set of downs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like watching Josh Allen.
Steady on. That's really not. See, the thing, no one's ever said that Daniel Jones wasn't an athletic quarterback. Because he is. We know that. He's been an effective runner most of his career.
It's sometimes very gawky as well.
Yes.
Probably the last play of the first quarter, unless it's an incompletion. 30 seconds left, 1st and 10. Play clock down at 2-1. Does get the snap off. Quick pass out to Josh Downs, who stays in bounds. Gets about 6-7 yards. That should most likely take us to the end of first quarter. Hold that. There's a flag on the field.
Yeah, another play of the first quarter.
Is this our first flag? Shane Steichen does not look very happy.
Second.
Not for the first time this game.
Are they going to call an ineligible player downfield? What are they calling here? Let's see.
Yep.
They are.
Oh, what a great call by Jake. It was an eligible man downfield. Nothing like a pat on the back for yourself. That was the left tackle, Ryman, who I believe has German blood in him, because he was saying last time they came over, everybody was asking him for recommendations, but this time they've kind of just let him be. Don't bother your left tackle on game day.
All right, I was going to say, I think it's because he gave them really bad recommendations last time.
Yeah, maybe he was like, oh, you should go here. He's like, probably no.
Yeah.
But the clock does run, so it still is going to be the last play of the first quarter. We will return with the Colts up 6, but 1st and 15.
So that is the end of the first quarter. Thoughts so far, Patrick Jackson?
Yeah, been a very offense-heavy game, I guess. We've seen both sides making good progress. The one stall from the Colts, from the Falcons, stopped the pace with the Colts. And, to consider, if you get too far behind this Colts team, it's really tough to hang them.
Yeah, and Jake, the Colts offense has been moving against, as I say, what's one of the stingiest defenses in the NFL, the Atlanta Falcons, as far as points go. But the Colts do seem to have got some rhythm back after that fairly disastrous outing last week against the Steelers.
Yeah, they're limiting the turnovers despite that near fumble, which I think for Daniel Jones in general, if he doesn't turn over the ball, it tends to be a very good game for him. When he does turn over the ball, he tends to turn it over multiple times. The only thing like I said earlier, stopping the offenses currently is themselves. A couple of drops, a couple of fumbles. So really looking for, even though I'm enjoying, the shootout, really looking for one of the defenses to step up, and maybe get another takeaway, or more importantly, just get a stop, because we've seen one punt, which, again, not complaining, but you do want to see the defenses kind of stand up for themselves at some point.
Yeah, I mean, we love scoring, we love good offensive play, but you also like to see good defensive play. And on the touchdown pass from Jones there, that was some bad coverage by the secondary, Patrick. Two Falcons defensive backs right there. Neither of them even seemed to want to make a play on the ball or want to do anything on that one.
It's always frustrating when you see defensive backs maintain good position. They're close to being where they need to be to make a play, but have no awareness of the ball in flight towards them. So that when it arrives, it doesn't matter where their positioning is, because they don't try and make a play on it. And so it was a relatively uncontested catch for Pierce, despite the fact there was guys bracketing him right next to him. Neither of them knew the ball was arriving, so neither of them tried to make a play on it. It was a bizarre one, yeah. And considering what we've seen from players like Nick Cross earlier in the drive, we know that sort of thing is possible, but didn't see it on that catch.
We've only had 3 third down attempts in the game so far. And we're back.
Yeah, 1st and 10 on their own 20. Well, 1st and 15 on their own 21. Jonathan Taylor in the backfield with Tyler Warren again in motion. Daniel Jones looking out left, throws the ball, manages to find Alec Pierce, who's here, there, and everywhere to start the game for a large gain there. And that penalty doesn't stop the Colts at all. That was a 26-yard completion to Alex Pierce.
Yeah, that was nice. That was very nice indeed. Warren coming up.
I think that's why they were comfortable kind of trading AD Mitchell, because they've got Michael Pittman, who's reliable, Josh Downs, who's a good slot receiver, and Alec Pierce, who's had a really kind of breakout year and establishing himself. We have Ashton Doolin in motion on 1st and 10, goes motion the other way, fakes the handoff to Jonathan Taylor. 2 Falcons defenders do not fall for it, but Daniel Jones manages to get rid of the ball, finds Tyler Warren, who runs forward for about 9 yards. That was fantastic from Daniel Jones, coming out of the play action, and there's 2 Falcon defenders right in your face.
How many other quarterbacks would you see just collapsing to the ground when they see that? And what a play by Warren.
Impressive from Warren as well. Yeah. So he got it about 1 yard deep and somehow went through the first DB, and it took 3 of them to slow him down.
That's
They hurry up the line. 2nd and 1. Michael Pittman in motion. Hand the ball off to Jonathan Taylor. Scrambles his way forward for about 5 yards and a fresh set of first downs.
Still no third downs on this drive. And they're on the edge of field goal range already.
Possibly.
Yeah. We'll see. They've already shown to be aggressive.
And they missed an extra point. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
The faith in
there is field goal range. You
kickers.
can't kick an extra point.
Empty backfield on 1st and 10 for Daniel Jones. Does signal Jonathan Taylor in motion to go in the backfield, but there's only 2 seconds remaining. Fakes the handoff to Jonathan Taylor. Plenty of time for Daniel Jones, looking to scramble maybe just to gain anything. Loses the ball inbounds. It's going to be very close if the Falcons... I think the ball's going to just have gone outside. But Daniel Jones, that was an interesting decision. Scrambling, going nowhere, went backwards, lost the ball, and might have been fortunate enough for it to go out of bounds. It's going to end up going down as a 1 yard sack.
Well, I thought... I don't know why...
Kind of lackadaisical, that. A little bit indecisive.
I don't know why he tried to cut it to the outside. I thought he was going to go inside. That ball's clearly out, obviously. And does it go out of bounds?
Yeah, 96 knocks it out.
Yeah. Woof.
Very fortunate. But this is, backing them up again. So 2nd and 11. They've not been backing the chains often. Tyler Warren in motion. Daniel Jones gets the ball, looks out right to Josh Downs, who's smothered by 3 Falcons defenders. Gains about 3 yards, but we're looking at 3rd and 8. We've not seen many third downs. And
Fourth
now we're
one
seeing
of
a
the
3rd
game.
and long.
Yeah, this is just our 4th third down of the game.
I don't know what it says about a defense that it takes 3 of you to bring down a receiver as slight as Josh Downs. Like, it's great fight by the tiny guy, or you're really struggling as a defensive back unit.
Well,
It's a slippery customer. It's
yeah.
3rd and 8 here. We've got Jonathan Taylor moving to the backfield. 7 seconds on the play clock. Daniel Jones gets the ball off, pitches it to Jonathan Taylor. Falcons hurry. They do manage to keep hold of him. It's a great wrap-up tackle.
Yes.
Now that's going to be, 4th and 6 from the
6?
Atlanta 35. Yeah. Do you try a long field goal?
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
Looks like
It's
Times that 50, what is that, 52
I thought
yards?
Taylor was going to break that when 3 Falcons tackled one another trying to get to him, and none of them made it.
52-yard field goal attempt, is that what it is?
53, I believe.
53.
We'll see if Michael Badger can redeem himself here. The snap is good. Hold is good. The kick is going to be short. Short from
short?
53 is
Oh,
it's sackable offense because it had a great line. But I think we might be seeing Michael Badgley not getting on the plane home to America.
Oh.
you better hope there's a 60-mile-an-hour headwind, Badgley.
Yeah, I hate to bring up Thursday night again, but I think do the Broncos not have one where, well, let's dropped one short. And it wasn't like a 65-yarder.
It was 59, wasn't it? And it was
50,
like a yard short.
58, 59. But from 52, or 53 officially, dropping it short, that's not great.
Unexpected.
I mean, it's great
When
for
you
the
saw it
Falcons 'cause
online, you're like, okay, this will be all right.
Sorry, Jake.
So,
I was going to say it's great for the Falcons. Keeps it a 1-score game. And that was quite a long drive to come up with nothing because don't forget the Colts started on their own 2. And because of the missed field goal, the Falcons are going to get pretty good field position here.
yes, what they need is try and get back into it for towards half time. And who receives? The Colts received. So, you've got double dip chances here if you can extend that drive out a decent length. We haven't really seen long drives, have we? We've mostly seen either short scores or short scores pretty much.
Well,
so
it feels like we haven't seen long drives, but that's because the Colts went 65 yards in 2 plays, and like the Falcons have had a couple of big plays as well, and we had there was the other drive with the big pass interference penalty, and these are big chunk gains. You're getting 30, 40 yards in one play, and all of a sudden the drive doesn't feel like it's particularly long. But yeah, as far as we've not exactly had many 90-yarders, 95-yarders, and missing a field goal, that is excellent for the Falcons. So I missed extra point, I missed field goal. Falcons get decent field position now from their own 43-yard line.
There's a 10-point lead into a 7-point lead. Sorry, a 6-point lead, and we're still banging touch and can take the lead on your next score. Yeah. It's a massive swing.
Definitely.
I think it works out basically as a touchback. It's going to be at the Atlanta 35 that the Colts got up to. So we just have to avoid. We basically cut out the kickoff, which many people would say we should do anyway.
Still looks very dark there.
Welcome to Europe.
Well, I know, but
it's overcast. They're an hour ahead of us. It's overcast.
Penix hands off to Robinson up the right hand side. Gets 2 yards up out towards the Falcons 45. Expecting 2nd and 8 upcoming. We'll see where they spot it. Or maybe the 44, maybe 2nd and 9.
Yeah, for anyone who's watching from in the States, it's 3:30 in the afternoon here. Is it just fog?
Will it be 4:30 in Germany?
Yeah, and it's a long way east, like it's towards the east of Germany, so it's a long way over.
Yeah, I suppose.
2nd and 9. Penix takes a snap and shot, drops back to pass, pushes up the back of his left guard, rolls out to his left, and throws it away under a lot of duress. Never really had a chance to complete anything there.
That was another
9.
weird throw. Penix has got one of the
Is it just
weirdest
because he's
throw
left-handed?
mechanics. No. If they show a replay, look at it. It's almost like he's just... That was almost looked like an underhand flick. He's got a weird throwing mechanic. Is it because he's left-handed? I've got nothing against southpaws. My wife, who is both an angel and a saint, she's a southpaw.
3rd and 9. Timeout taken to avoid the delay of game.
Oh,
Penix looking frustrated. Not as frustrated as the producers of the broadcast will be because they're talking about Hitler. We'll gloss very quickly over that.
I'm glad I don't have any audio on here.
I'd imagine on the bingo card that you were given to start that game, you'd be like, let's just leave all of that on one side and not get into it, shall we? But they had a picture of Jesse Owens coming into this period of the game, so I guess that led them into it. He ran at this stadium once, did you know? What else happened? We're not going to talk about what else happened.
My word.
A timeout after an incompletion is questionable, and probably want that back in a couple of minutes.
Ah, it's horrendous. (13-7) in this one. 9:50 to go in the second.
Robinson alongside Penix in the shotgun. Takes the snap, back to pass.
Whoop.
Oh, beats
Whoop.
2 rushers, beats a 3rd rusher, rolls out to his left.
Oh.
But the Colts swarm in and just tackle him for no gain. He basically sat down on the left sideline, having given up and been able to pass it to anyone.
I'm actually surprised there was.
sack.
I'm actually surprised there was no late hit flag there. If you watch
he
the
didn't really drill
replay,
him.
he sits down, and then he takes a wee pop. But nah, nothing on it.
Yeah, Franklin tagged him a little bit, but didn't drill him. Falcons punt. Disappointing series from them. Didn't get anything going at all. 4th to 10. Takes it forward through the tacklers. Decent game for downs up to nearly the 30.
Oh, flag.
Of course.
Flag on the play. What do you reckon? Illegal blindside block. Illegal block in the back.
Holding on the return team.
Yep. Holding on the receiving team. Negates a decent turn. It was on Ashton Doolan.
Yeah.
So instead of starting at their own 28, they'll be backed up to their 13 from the looks of it.
Yeah.
To burn a timeout and still go 3 and outs. Pretty disappointing drive for the Falcons, but we were asking for the defenses to step up, and both defenses have got to stop, so we can't really complain.
We
So
can't.
see Daniel Jones, 1st and 10 from his, says 13, but that looks like 12 to me. Tyler Warren again, just showing a little bit of motion. Jonathan Taylor gets the ball again. Stopped after about 2 yards, rolls forward for about 5 or 6. We'll see where they spot it. That's a decent first down gain, all things considered. And again, just kind of gives himself a bit of breathing space.
Does indeed.
Really heavy duty yardage from Taylor, though, isn't it? Like, you're going to get contacted after 1 yard, and then you're going to get contacted again after 2 yards, and you're still going to drag those guys and 3 other guys for another 4.
They gave him 6, so 2nd and 4 now for the Indianapolis Colts. A lot of motion by the Falcons on their D line. Daniel Jones adjusting, but play clock is down at 3.
Ooh.
High snap, but gathered by Jones. Pitches out to Jonathan Taylor, who again stopped about 1 yard in, falls forward for a further 2. to make it 3rd and 1. But that's a great, another high snap that Daniel Jones has managed to collect and then still get the ball out. So he's playing really composed at the moment.
It's
He is
impressive
indeed.
to snap it that high above Daniel Jones's head from that distance because he's a tall quarterback. And it really does hurt that play because he's got to reach up and then bring it down. It delays the handoff by half a second. When you delay the handoff by half a second and you're getting tackled after half a second, it's basically all of that time.
Very heavy package here for the Colts with Tyler Warren in motion. Jonathan Taylor goes nowhere. The Falcons hold it, but there's a flag on the play. I'm assuming false start, or maybe Tyler Warren wasn't set. But if that was the case, the Falcons would surely decline it.
Yeah, you'd think so.
But because it's a false start.
False start.
They can't decline it.
Of course, pre-snap.
Pre-snap. So the Falcons get a great stop on 3rd and 1, and instead they're rewarded with having to face a 3rd and 6. So neither team will be happy with that. The Colts for the penalty and the fact that the Falcons had to play dead and buried. That's the 4th penalty on the Colts. None on the Falcons so far. 3rd and 6. The Colts get a second chance. Alec Pierce in motion. Daniel Jones gets the ball. He gets the ball out. It goes to Alec Pierce, but the ball bounces off his hand. Great coverage by the Falcons. And they get a second stop and will force the Colts to punt.
There we go. So we have
there we go, some defense. We were asking for the contest, and we got some.
We were. Now, if both defenses could become rubbish again, so we get some more scoring, that'd be nice.
Never happy NFL
just keep flip flopping. Oh, that should have been a pick though.
Rigobert Sanchez in his own end zone gets the snap high, punts it away. Ashton Doolin forces the fair catch at the 45, but there is a flag way back at the 40.
But there was
nowhere in the
other
vicinity
players.
Of any players on the far left touchline. Yeah,
only I wonder if someone went out of bounds by himself.
We'll see what the flag is called here.
Fleet is standing looking confused, trying to work out what the penalty was.
See what he says?
Too many men on the field for the Falcons.
What?
So
interesting you decline that then.
That 3rd and 1 false start does come back to hurt the Colts because it was 4th and 6. Too many men on the field would have made it a 4th and 1. The Colts obviously just fairly happy with where the ball ended up, even though it's on the Falcons 45. But yeah, that's the Falcons' first penalty, and too many men on the field is concerning. Now we've burnt a timeout for no reason after an incompletion and gone 3 and out, and then we've had too many men on the field. I mean, these are just silly things. They've not really hurt them so far, but you don't want to have them totting up.
No, and that's the thing. These penalties will kill you. And it, as you say, it doesn't look like it at the time, but that penalty just absolutely... That false start by the Colts just killed their drive. Yeah, there you go. So
a high-powered first quarter and a very stout second quarter.
Yes. Now, if we can get a high-powered third quarter and a stout fourth quarter, that'll do me. I don't mind going 50-50 with, lots of offense, lots of defense. I'll take that. As long as we get good play.
Yeah, there's still tons of time.
I don't really know why you decline that penalty when he fair caught it at the 45. Like, you've got to fancy his chances on a repunt 5 yards further up the field, hitting them deeper than their own 45, haven't you? Unless you're saying, my gunners are knackered because they've already had to sprint once, so we don't want to make them sprint again. But
I mean,
I don't know,
maybe.
It surprises me.
Maybe. Some of these adverts are just killing me here. What are we watching? It's like the daytime. So I don't watch daytime television. I refuse to watch daytime television. No, I mean, like, when I've got days off and stuff like that, if I'm off during the week, I will not watch daytime television because of the adverts. They're just horrendous. And I can't go, like, I understand that the RSPCA exists. You don't need to show me
You
pictures
don't need
of...
to show me 5 minutes of sad dogs. Yeah.
Exactly. And like, I know this. And we're
They've
back.
got Sweet Carolina out early in Germany. There's no need for that in the second quarter.
No.
Penix in the pistol. Hands off to Robinson behind him, who picks his way out towards the left touchline and out towards midfield. Gain of maybe 4, maybe 5 if you give him a generous spot. But a decent first down play. And particularly given that they can't seem to protect for long enough to let any passing play work in the second quarter. Getting 5 yards on the ground is a chunk they'll take, I'm sure. 6.5 to go in the quarter. 2nd and 5. Falcons starting just shy of midfield on this snap. Pitts moving across behind the formation, left to right. 3 receivers out to the right-hand side now. Takes a handoff to an Algier. Loves that 360 spin.
Oh.
Passes caught by 89. Is that Warner? Yes, Charlie Warner makes the first down catch. Brought it about at the line to gain and then turned it upfield for another 10.
And the Falcons
showing better hands than Kyle Pitts, if not better explosiveness.
Falcons already into Colts territory. So again...
Yeah, threw it nicely out of range of the linebacker who was with Warner. But was able to bring it in and turn it upfield.
And now the Falcons are on the edge.
10 at the Colts 36. Penix takes the snap, hands off to Algier. Jumps over a defender into 2 other defenders, maybe gains 4. Modest gain on first down. 3 yards they've given it, 2nd and 7. Morris looking pensive on the sidelines.
Mm-hmm.
Falcons break the huddle on 2nd and 7, lining up at the Colts 33. Penix and shotgun with Robinson just to his right. Mooney moves across behind the formation, right to left. Penix hits Drake London underneath. Converts it for the first down with a good maybe 8 yards of yak. No challenge to him. Mooney's motion across drew the defensive backs away. Both Pratt and Saw slipped as well, to be fair. And then Franklin and Gardner made the tackle on London, but not until he gained a good 13 yards.
Yeah,
So
the Falcons
not used to actual grass after being MetLife.
Yeah.
Falcons are moving the ball.
1st and 10 at the 20. Penix takes a snap, hands off to Robinson, hit behind the line of scrimmage, breaks the tackle and maybe makes it 4. He broke 2 tackles there before getting to the line of scrimmage and still managed to make a 4-yard gain out of that. Excellent work from the running back.
It was very good.
2nd and 6. Second and 6 at the Colts 16. Robinson alongside Penix and shotgun this time. 2 receivers right and left bunched up. Penix drops to pass. Good pocket. Floats it. Caught.
Touchdown!
By Drake London. He got hit in the back.
He's down.
He made the catch.
No,
he
he's
looks
up.
hurt.
He might just got winded.
He's got a lot of turf in his helmet. Yeah. He made the catch extending in front of him, and the defender kind of hit him on the back and drove him into the ground. He's looking all cheery now, though, just a little bit winded, maybe.
And guess what that makes the score?
13-all.
Yes, indeed. With the Falcons get a chance to take the lead.
Yeah,
A
London
linebacker.
put Pratt in a spin cycle and left behind him.
A linebacker on
It's a
Drake
lot of
London
weight
should
on
be
your back.
illegal.
It should be. Drake London is covering him with a linebacker. Right?
It was It was a nice combination of routes from him and Kyle Pitts lined up just next to one another and then going down the field and confusing the coverage. Extra point up and good. Falcons have their first lead.
Yes, they do. 14-7, 14-13. I beg your pardon, for the Falcons.
Yeah, their second lead because the Colts missed the extra.
Yeah,
point.
they were up 7-6, weren't they? What am I talking about?
Oh, see, it's good that one of us is paying attention, Jake.
Yeah. You can rely on Jake.
In a game, all three of us are watching.
3:25 to go in the half, so the Colts will want to take a lead because they don't get the ball to start the second half.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a very important drive for them because, like Patrick says, the Falcons get the ball back. So realistically, 3:25 with 2-minute warning. Colts have got 3 timeouts. Falcons have got 2 timeouts. There's plenty of time left in this half, but if you're the Colts, you don't really want to see the Falcons offense back on until the third quarter.
No, absolutely don't. It's the last thing they need. Last thing the Colts want is a 3-and-out. Give the Falcons the ball. They go down, get a field goal, maybe even a touchdown, end the half, and then get the ball back again. That's the kind of thing you... I know the Colts offense, Colts have been moving the ball, but you don't want that.
There's the odd offense in football where you don't mind them having the ball in a short field because you just think that's turnover central for them and they'll give you a nice panicky pick six. But we haven't seen that from the Falcons today, really. Like, even when he's under pressure, Penix has taken sacks or been relatively safe with the ball.
Yeah.
I think that's
that might
the
have
difference
jinxed
in
him.
the The difference in the quarterbacks, you've seen Michael Penix kind of scramble out, break the pocket, but he's got no knees. He's got just the amount of injuries he's had. He's got no legs, so he's not going to scramble. So you see him kind of just sit down, take the sack off, throw the ball away. Whereas Daniel Jones offers you the chance of, a 17-yard scramble. So, the easier for the defensive line of the Colts, knowing you don't really need to spy or you don't need to kind of set the edge against Michael Penix. He's not going to burn you there.
No, that's very true. That's very true. So, obviously, apart from your own games, which game are you looking forward to the most tonight?
Now I have to remind myself who else is playing. So.
I mean, everybody's going to tune in for the Jets-Browns. As a Saints fan, I actually will be keeping an eye on that score because the Tankathon implications.
Of course, yes.
But the NFC West facing off against each other in the older, later windows will be interesting. The Colts do get the ball. He's breaking it out to the left. He's broke the 40, and I saw a flag in the back, so he got to the 44.
He did.
But there's a flag.
Yep.
So that's a foul on the returning team. Fouling a guy when you're 10 yards behind the guy making the return is just stupid.
Holding up against the Colts. There you go.
Ruins it.
But that backs them probably back up to their own 10, 15-yard line.
Yeah, it's got to cost them 35 yards, hasn't
That's shocking.
Yeah, the games tonight, I think Matt's Bucks is probably the pick of it in terms of getting teams that are both like similar levels should be a really good contest. I think Baltimore, Minnesota is an intriguing one as well because we've got like Baltimore returning to form and needing wins in that division versus Minnesota who need the wins in the division even more.
I honestly think Baltimore are going to... On you go, Jake.
Colts at their own 19, first and 10. Get the ball, fake to Jonathan Taylor. Daniel Jones outright to Michael Pittman, who's right at the marker. I think he was pushed out of bounds just a yard short, so it's going to be 2nd and 1. The clock is still running, so they must just be giving him first down, first kind of progress, because to me, he was pushed out of bounds, the clock should stop. But
yeah,
here we are. 2nd and 1. The Colts, plenty of time, but they do hurry up to the line. Daniel Jones takes the ball, hands it off to the running back who gets the first down comfortably. again, keeps the clock running, and the Colts will be in no real rush with the 2-minute warning and all their timeouts. As we see Drake London come out of the blue tent, they probably did a quick concussion test after that touchdown grab, just to make sure he is all good. Fingers crossed we see him in the second half, although my fantasy team would really prefer not to. But 1st and 10 from their own 25. The Colts will get off another play before this 2-minute warning. Alec Pierce in motion. Fake the handoff to the running back, Daniel Jones, then finds Jonathan Taylor, who will get does well there to kind of fall forward for 4 or 5. That will take us to the 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
But the Colts moving slowly but steadily. Like I say, they're doing the right thing, burning their time because they don't want the Falcons to get the ball back. So I'm liking the look of the drive so far. I think it'll be 2nd and 6 from just inside their own 30. And like I say, 3 timeouts left.
Yeah, so we're 14-13 in our game. It's a 2-minute warning in the first half. Falcons lead it by 1. Colts have the ball. They are driving. Going back to games looking forward to, you mentioned Baltimore, Patrick. I've got a feeling that Baltimore are going to explode. Lamar Jackson is playing at such a high level, even though he's only 1 game back from injury. And the Baker Mayfield matchup, yeah, that should be nice. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, Baltimore looked pretty good last week, and you don't know how much of that is the caliber of the opposition they're going against, but they obviously held Lamar Jackson out until they were absolutely sure he was back at like peak efficiency Lamar, and he looked like fully over whatever injury he got. And maybe that's a canny long-term strategy that you don't want to push him back in when he's not at 100%, because if he's not at 100%, the way he plays, that's going to lead to more injuries. You're better off letting him get back to that level and then play, keeping himself safer.
I think it helps that obviously, despite the record, you're not particularly worried about the Steelers. No Joe Burrow for the Bengals, and their defense being as bad as it is. The Ravens had that kind of glamour choice of, like saying, not rushing back their quarterback. The question is, why were they not playing Tyler Huntley? Because when they signed Cooper Rush in the offseason, we all said you can't really get 2 more opposite quarterbacks. Most teams want their backup quarterback to be able to run the same offense. And then it's kind of come to fruition with, Cooper Rush, who was absolutely fine in Dallas and probably would be a good backup on most teams. But he's not even close to Lamar Jackson, so I don't understand why he's the Baltimore Ravens quarterback.
It's the style of play. You literally have to change your entire offense when your backup quarterback comes in. Whereas Tyler Huntley is a guy at Lamar. That's what you're looking for. Do you remember when they had RG3 as their backup? Diet Lamar. You can run the same offense. Okay, it's not going to be as effective, but at least no one has to change anything they're doing. You've got Cooper Rush in there, and you're thinking, what on earth? So, yeah, we're back.
Indeed, we rejoin the Colts here on the 2nd and 6, like I say, from their own 39. Jonathan Taylor outright, so empty backfield for Daniel Jones. Gets the snap, immediately looking out left, manages to complete the ball to Alec Pierce, who's had a very busy first half. That's an 11-yard gain. Like I say,
Pierce has had a lot more work than Michael Pittman this half.
Yeah, Michael Pittman's normally the very reliable receiver, and you've got Alec Pierce, kind of the deep threat, dangerous one, and Alex Pierce is just doing a bit of everything, everyone's job today. Jonathan Taylor joins Daniel Jones back in the backfield. Colts using the time well. Get the snap off. Daniel Jones climbing the pocket again. Scrambles right onto the logo at midfield. Fantastic play again, and good decisions from Daniel Jones, which you just, that's what you're always looking out for. What is he doing? He's using this offense to its best ability here. They're at the 49. They've snapped it. 2nd and 1. A minute left. They do get the ball straight back to Daniel Jones. The Falcons pass rush finally gets there, and it is Caden Ellis, the former Saints linebacker, now Falcons, And that is huge.
Timeouts.
Because the Colts might just be, from the looks of it, even though they've managed to move the ball all the way up to midfield, not taking a timeout on third down here, they might just be settling for halftime, which is when your offense has moved pretty well for the most part.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I don't know why Atlanta didn't take a timeout immediately there. They haven't taken a timeout.
Yeah, on 3rd and 11.
3rd and 11.
3rd and 11. The Colts have milked this clock all the way down to 20 seconds. They do snap the ball off to Daniel Jones. He's looking for it all, and he's thrown it straight to Jesse.
Get down and
Bates,
take a timeout. Take a timeout. What are they doing?
It was indeed Jesse Bates. Of course, it was Jesse Bates. So, with 8 seconds left after that horrendous clock management by both teams, we will most likely.
50 seconds they've got here, and they've got 8.
As soon as they sack Daniel Jones to bring up a 3rd and long, Falcons should take a timeout there. I don't know what they were thinking. And then when Bates gets out, he should be sitting down, take a timeout. And then if I had 13 seconds, they've got 8 left. Oh, hang on.
Oh, they've got a taunting penalty, so now it's going to take them back an extra 15 yards. Amazing.
Goodness, that's just pathetic. That's pathetic. Was that against Bates? Sorry, I don't have my audio.
Yeah,
I don't have my audio on.
Yeah, it was against Bates. Yeah.
Goodness sake, this has been this is awful for
it's
the
a name for Atlanta, though. Although they don't get the chance to try and score before half time, they will go into half time with a lead and seems the ball coming into the second half. So stopping the Colts is big there, and back-to-back shots on Daniel Jones as well. Although that 9-yard scramble was a good choice, he got hit in the kidney by the safety, and he must still have been feeling that on on the next play when he was sacked for that big loss.
I don't understand the time management by the Falcons. And now they're going to.
There's absolutely no reason not to call the timeout there on 3rd and 11. Yeah. That's baffling.
Are they to take a knee?
Yeah, that's it. No attempts to do anything with it. 8 seconds from their own 28-yard line. They take a knee. And you can see a Falcons player on the sideline questioning something fairly forcibly with Morris. So,
probably
the players are thinking it too. The players are thinking, why didn't we give ourselves a chance to score there? Had more than a 1-point lead going into the half. It's a lack of decisiveness, and it comes across as maybe a lack of confidence in your own team to deliver.
Just bizarre. That's bizarre. Anyway, it's halftime. Halftime in our game. It's 14-13 to Atlanta. I'm not sure what happened at the end there, but whatever happened, it's Falcons have a 1-point lead for halftime here. If you gentlemen will excuse me for approximately 2 minutes, I shall return. We can
get the whiskey so we can then talk to us about the Broncos game.
Yeah, we will be talking about this Broncos game when I come back. So bear with me 2 seconds.
Yeah, it was a good half so far, I think, Jake, for the neutral, certainly. Good ebbs and flows, close score. Wasn't an entirely one-way contest for offense or D. It was a good mixed bag. I enjoyed it. It was a good half, and probably the best international game we've seen this year so far.
Yeah, 2 very different quarters. I mean, that first quarter, nothing was getting stopped. It was all offenses. Second quarters, the defenses have dominated. Obviously, the Falcons managed to score a touchdown to put them in the lead. At the end, very conservative from the Falcons, knowing they are going to get the ball. You can almost understand. But when you get a sack on second down, force them to 3rd and 11 with 1:02 left. Probably take a timeout there, but we'll see. Actually, the Falcons get the ball. They've got the lead, but there will be some players in the locker room, as you mentioned, kind of with that lingering thought of like, why did we not? We had 2 timeouts. Why do we not stop the ball?
Yeah, it could come back to bite you. You end up losing this game by 6 or something, and you look back and think like, I don't know, we could have given ourselves 50 seconds to go 60 yards. And that's doable with 1 timeout left as well. Like it's a valuable possession squandered. But who's to say?
Yeah, the Colts, obviously, they've had an interception now. They had a missed field goal, had an extra point. They have quite a few penalties. And then the Falcons, the only big negative was that fumble that set up the Colts for their touchdown. Other than that, it's been a pretty decent, performance from the Atlanta Falcons.
They've been an up and down team this season. Had some real stinkers. This one has been more of an up than a down, I would say. Like some question marks on D. We've seen the Colts move the ball with relative ease at times. They've lacked that pass rush for the most part, which has stepped up this year, but we saw it coming out on that final snap. So maybe they've worked that out a little bit. Caden Ellis with a nice spin move to get past Taylor and into Daniel Jones's face. It'll be interesting to see whether that's a blip or whether that's something they can establish a little bit more in the second half, because I think they'll probably need to. The amount that the Colts have been successful linking up with Alex Pierce in particular.
So their first ranked passing defense turned up when it mattered most right at the end of the half there to stop the Colts' promising drive. But other than that, it's been pretty porous. And then for the Colts, their defense really struggling against kind of, like you say, an up and down offense, because I'm not sure many teams can be shut out 30-0 to the Panthers and then go beat the Commanders with Jane Daniels and the Buffalo Bills 2 weeks after that. I mean,
Yeah.
You never know what you're getting in the NFL, and that's definitely how you feel with the Atlanta Falcons.
Very much so. And we talked about Jesse Bates being involved a lot in that first quarter, but a lot of his involvements were chasing people down and being the guy to just about rescue the situation and stop it getting massive, rather than it being a proactive thing that put the Colts behind the sticks that they needed.
Yeah, it feels like a very captain display, like you say, not doing anything wrong. And then when everything's starting to get a bit out of hand and a bit confusing, kind of ices the half and says, right, let's just reset. So a good captain's performance by the safety. But, Daniel Jones, we were saying, avoiding any mistakes and that scramble, but then taking a sack and then throwing an arm punt up to end the half. Hopefully they can kind of get in the locker room and tell him to not get in his own head, because you've seen a few times with Daniel Jones, once one mistake's happened, tends to be more
Yeah,
that
things
forward.
snowball, don't they? He had that fumble, and you don't want that to become the way it slides in the second half. They're going to need to stop the Falcons and get that lead back, get themselves back in the driver's seat. And there's no reason to think they can't. Like, I think that they've looked more reliable on offense for the most part, and with Jonathan Taylor, they've always got that, you know, grind 6 yards out of a play that didn't look like it had anything about it, which just keeps them on those second and manageable, third and manageable situations. It all just stems like that to keep the pressure off Jones. But you did look at the other running backs they have at their disposal, like bringing in Amir Abdullah as your back to spell Jones. That's a big drop off between your lead back and your supporting cast, which is probably not ideal. That means you really have to lean on Taylor more than you'd want to.
Yeah, I really want to kind of delve into the reasons why DJ Giddens, who is the rookie running back they took, is inactive. I don't know if it's a healthy scratch, if there's something wrong, but I was not expecting him to be kind of out. He was doing really well in camp, but like you say, the backups wise is very, the Colts, whilst they've been fantastic, the depth isn't necessarily there. Wide receiver, I mean, you've seen Ashton Doolan getting a lot of kind of involvement. I mean, Laquan Treadwell is on this team, which, is
Good God.
in the year 2025 is very concerning. Mo Ali Cox, who's been in and around the Colts for many years, is the backup tight end. They're all kind of one or two injuries away from being like, oh, actually, this team not as good as we thought.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, most teams are, but yeah, the Gideons thing's interesting. I'd kind of forgotten he was there, which something out of this draft class, which had loads of successful rookie running backs in it. We've seen them popping up all over the league in Cleveland. The Jags backups looked really good. Yeah, it's we'll see how it plays out. Maybe it's just about wear and tear in your rookie season and getting up to that level of physicality that the NFL brings. You're being hit by guys every game who are like you'll come across once a season in college. So it's a big step up in the amount of wear and tear you have to take as a running back.
Really don't appreciate them previewing the Rams 49ers and just watching the Rams walk through the Saints defense. Did not need that.
They did Rams dominating the Saints and Rams dominating the Jags in that preview, which feels like a targeted attack at us at halftime. We could do without that.
Goody. Here they show the Tampa Bay Buccaneers also passing on the Saints. I mean, this feels very personal. At least it showed them going on the Lions at least now. Yeah, they know I'm watching this. The Patriots have also played the Saints, so oh God, I can only imagine what the Patriots replay is going to be here.
Oh, we'll find out. I'm looking forward to the game, and it feels wrong to be looking forward to a Patriots game, but I don't know. They're a good side this year, and the Bucs. There's still a bit of a question mark around the Bucs about like they just beating weaker sides, but don't have it against the better sides. But I think they're genuinely decent, and they're genuinely like they're good finishers. They'll be close in games, but they know how to get a game over the line. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they can hang tough with the Pats today because they look pretty strong, and they're going to need to be right because they got Buffalo right on their heels. You can't afford to lose many and still win that division.
Yeah, I think I'm very different to you, Neil. So when I'm looking at this game slate, I'm thinking I'm going to have the Saints game on and try and have the multi-view of the Bears, Giants, and the Jets, Browns. Do the Titans play? I think the Titans are on bye this week. So, I'm just looking for the really bad teams and seeing who.
You're on first overall pick watching week 10.
Yes, week 10. I am on the Tankathon roll.
Absolute sickos football, honestly.
Well, I think back end of the season we play the Jets and then we play the Titans back-to-back weeks, so that's pretty much going to decide the first overall pick most likely. Because the Jets now kind of, even though they have all this ammo and all these first-round picks, they almost have to get the first overall pick because if they don't, the Saints most likely going to take a quarterback. If it's the Browns, most likely to take a quarterback. Titans would be the second best option for the Jets, but because they have all this ammunition, whoever wants to trade with the Jets knows they have all the ammunition, so they can be kind of held to ransom of being like, well, we know you have multiple first rounds and second rounds, so that's what we want.
Yeah, which is kind of what they just did to teams for those players as well, isn't it? Like, you gain your picks by saying, okay, you're desperate on the final day of the trade deadline window. So, you'll give us 2 firsts for source, right? That's okay. And a player. Maybe chuck in a player as well. What goes around comes around when you get to draft time, I suppose. And they're like, well,
apologies for the delay, gentlemen.
You desperately need that quarterback to make the investment work. Welcome back.
Lovely wife made me chicken wings.
Beautiful.
Look at that.
It's not got
something nice and easy to eat on stream.
Interrupting us. Yeah.
I bet if
just comes back, no headphones on, interrupting a conversation. This guy.
With a plate of chicken wings. Comment by DJ Lyrical Mirage. This is terrible. I don't know if he's talking about my chicken wings. I don't know when that came in. The game, well, I'll tell you what was terrible. Was Atlanta's clock management towards the end. I don't know what to do with these chicken wings. I don't have a table here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with these. It's terrible. I'll move some stuff.
Join him for more. He also juggles food.
I also have
this time next Sunday.
Hot sauce. I have my hot sauce.
That's not going to end badly on stream. Definitely not.
Dear. And a beer. I don't now. My lovely wife, who is both an angel and a saint, as you know, said, "Do you want some whiskey?" And I said, "No. I don't. I do drink whiskey. I love whiskey, as you know, and I do drink it when I'm doing a podcast because I like to just sip. But I do not drink spirits when I'm watching American football games. do it. Don't do it. Because I like to keep a clear head. So it's beer only.
Yeah. You're halfway through the first of 3 games you're going to watch today, probably. 4
Well-
if you're Jake, and you've got the full night owl experience to go. But
Yeah. So yeah, let us know in the comments what you think of the game so far. And got another half to go. It started off, Patrick, as you know, offense. A couple of fumbles, but the defenses themselves couldn't really stop anything. And then that second quarter was the complete opposite. Absolute complete opposite. And yeah. It's going to be interesting to
we
see.
saw the Colts pass rush really step it up and start putting pressure on Penix and flushing him out of the pocket, not allowing him any time to develop those throws downfield. They either stymied Robinson or the Falcons got away from using Robinson. It was hard to tell because he was getting good gains in that first quarter, and then they just moved away from it a little bit second quarter. The Colts, for the most part, good, apart from getting in your own way with penalties. And the first time we saw any real success for the Falcons pass rush was that penultimate play of the half. So yeah, they'll be needing to see that sort of success more consistently second half if they want to keep up Colts, I thought.
Jake's got the Saints top on. Jake has a Saints top on. He is gearing up for some second half action. He's like, come on, you Colts.
If you're going to hate watch the Falcons, might as well get in the gear.
Of course you do.
Saints Patrick, my plans for the 6 o'clock window of having the Saints up, and then my other games of choice being the Browns, Giants, and the Jets, Browns, and the Bears, Giants is probably in the 1% of people watching those games.
Well, yeah. We've got Kurt Warner talking to Adam Amin. All in all, as first halves go, for games played in Europe, it's been one of the better ones that we've seen. We've seen some absolutely turgid first halves. In fact, this whole season we've had some really bad first halves. Look at some of the stats: 104 rush yards for the Colts, 63 for the Falcons, 131 pass yards for the Colts, 84 for the Falcons, 1 turnover each. Time possession, 17-44 for Indianapolis, 12-16 for Atlanta.
By 1, it's like having fewer rushing yards, fewer receiving yards, and fewer time of possession. 2 missed kicks from the Colts. Really sums it up. Kickoff is away. Returner heading across the 20 into the rush of tacklers. Maybe gets it to the 31. That was Jamal Agnew on the return. Not a huge gain, but solid. Starting around 31, that's reasonable.
And the Falcons start off with possession.
Trying to hype up the crowd to make it feel like a Colts home crowd, but it really does feel like a neutral venue game. I suppose that must depend on the fan bases going as well to an extent. Like, the only game I've really been on an international series that felt like a home game was the Bills game, and that's just Bills fans are Bills fans. They make it rowdy.
And I suppose it depends on the team's popularity, shall we say? Nothing against the Colts and Falcons fans in Europe and around the area, but you gotta feel like if this was Falcons.
Snaps away, handoff to Algier, running down the right side, straight into a defensive tackle, but spins off him into another defensive tackle who takes him down, hits him hard, gain of maybe 3 or 4. It was Grover Stewart with the big hit. It's the only sort of hit Grover Stewart's capable of delivering.
Yeah. You've got a feeling that if this was like Falcons versus, I don't know, a team with a big fan base, Giants, for example, because they're more popular over here, then it would feel much more like a home game for the Giants.
Oh, Stewart stayed down after that hit, and
Oh,
man, if you lose Stewart on a defensive line that's already lost DeForest Buckner, that's a huge amount of experience taken out of a really vital part of your defensive unit.
yeah.
We go to commercial break as the injury is treated.
We were just talking when you were away, Neil, sir, about the Colts team being very good, but the depth being the worry. And we were talking about that on offense, but like I say, you have DeForest Buckner out, then you lose Grover Stewart. I mean, you don't want to lose any players, but you lose two at the same position. It's no team can really live with that.
No, once you start getting to your third string players, that's tough. That's really tough because no one has that sort of depth of quality talent all the way down to your third string. We've seen many good backups in the league at multiple positions, but once you get to third string, you're starting to scrape the barrel there. It
Felt
never
like that. Jags Raiders fourth quarter, and you're looking at, okay, so we've got Tim Jones out there catching passes, and you're like, this feels like a preseason third quarter game when you're onto your third strings rather than feeling like an NFL game you're trying to win. They got it over the line, but it was a struggle.
I need to stop checking my fantasy league as I currently have a 33% chance of winning because I've had Cortland Sutton play and I'm coming up against Drake London and Jonathan Taylor. Not ideal.
That's a good reminder that we never talked about the Broncos. You did really well avoiding it by spending 12 and a half minutes of the 30 minutes of halftime getting chicken wings.
Right. Okay. So let's just get this over with. Okay, that game was a disaster for the offense, and special teams were killed. I don't know what the punter was doing. I have no idea what that Broncos punter was thinking. One of them, he kicked it with his shin. I mean, come on. You've got literally one job, and it's to punt the ball. That's it. No one's asking you to do anything else. Punt. And you can't do that consistently? Come on, there's got to be kids in high school who could do a better job of more consistent punting than the Broncos punter.
We'll come back to it because the Falcons just broke the huddle. Penix takes the snap, takes the handoff, and fires over the middle, hits. Kyle Pitts made a catch.
What?
Crossing the field right to left.
What?
Made a catch by his knees and moved the chains for the Falcons. A good chunk game. It looked like he was going to check it down to Robertson one-on-one to beat a guy, but he didn't make that pass. Went deeper instead to the crossing Kyle Pitts, who made a big gain.
Mm-hmm.
1st and 10 Falcons from the Colts 40. Two backs in the backfield with Penix, Algier alongside him, Robinson behind. Drake London coming behind the play, hands off to Robinson, hit behind the line of scrimmage, bounces it out to the left-hand side and makes a good gain of 11 or 12 down the left sideline. It was all Robinson. The protection did not work for him at all.
How many times have we seen that today? Running backs getting hit behind the line of scrimmage and making gains out of it. Both Robinson and Algier and, of course, Jonathan Taylor on the other side.
It's a tough block to ask London to make because he's come all the way across the formation, has to try and put in and block the Colt who's coming through that gap. And just got hands onto his shoulder but didn't block him enough.
That's a great move by Bijan.
Penix hands off to Algier, puts back inside the first guy and drags under the guy who's trying to tackle him around 4 yards downfield.
Looks like it.
2nd and 6. Nice footwork from Algier to evade the first tackler and gain a decent piece of yardage. 2nd and 5. Penix back to pass. Tries to layer one in to Kyle Pitts. Falls between 2 Falcons receivers, but even further between 2 Colts receivers. So no harm done, but 3rd and 5 comes up for the Falcons.
Got a first time on this drive. They're being asked a few questions now on 3rd and 5.
He was a little bit too short and behind Pitts. He couldn't get back to it. Slipped and went down without being able to make a play on the ball. Penix forced to short arm it a little bit because of pressure in his face. Takes a snap on 3rd and 5. Lob pass left sideline, hits the helmet of the defensive back and deflects away from Pitts. Almost on target, but not enough. And I say, yeah, it's Jalen Jones, cornerback. Cornerback's wearing 40. That feels wrong.
I know it does. He needed an extra 2 yards on that pass.
Yeah.
Pitts having
There's
to
a lot
come
of hand
back.
fighting down the field. He did well to stay kind of in Pitts' hip pocket. He was a little bit off him. But yeah, the ball hits him. Deflects away. 43-yard field goal attempt now on 4th and 5. Gonzalez kicks it straight in the middle. Atlanta then their lead 4 points.
Yep. 4-point lead for the Falcons.
Very interesting coming out of half and on a drive that was pretty good, having 3 passes and them all going towards Kyle Pitts and only one of them complete. I mean, you got Drake London and Darnell Mooney. You got Bijan Robinson, who's a great receiver. Maybe trying to force it to Kyle Pitts a little bit.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, Kyle Pitts is a talented player. Very gifted athlete. But, yeah, you've got lots of gifted athletes. You should spread it around. Anyway, get back to that god-awful Thursday night game. I don't understand what's happened to Bo Nix, because he appears to be getting worse with each passing week. And it genuinely looks like that. You know, like he's had a bad game. That's fine. You can have a couple of bad games. We get it. He's getting progressively worse with each game. But some of the play calling, again, with passes behind the line of scrimmage, you're like, stop doing this. And Nix's, was it his first or second interception, where it was just an arm punt. And you're thinking, you cannot do that. And again, he's missing deep players, deep receivers. He's underthrowing them. So the whole thing last year is that he was overthrowing receivers all the time. And early, the first 2 or 3 games, he was overthrowing receivers. Now he's underthrowing the deep receivers. And you're like, come on, you can do this. So, I mean, the Broncos come away with a win in that one. It was a tough watch, but they're 8-2. And yes, when we go to play Kansas City a week today, Kansas City coming off a bye, they're probably going to scalp us, but we usually play the Chiefs pretty tough, and it's in Denver. So we'll see how that goes as we look at Roger Goodell.
It feels like if you're going to try and play the screen game like they're playing the screen game, you've got to try and establish the run first to force people to squeeze in on that and give you the space to the edges, and they just didn't in this game. So it was all too predictable, too easy to read. Anyway, kickoff is away.
Colts again with Ashton Doolin getting a very good return up past midfield into the Falcons half. Is there a flag before we all celebrate? No, I think Ashton Doolin finally has his efforts shown on paper as well. So that's going to be fantastic field position for the Colts to start their second half. See a mirror, Doolin get a good block and Doolin find the edge and just about keep his feet inbounds as well. So great return for him.
walked the tightrope all the way to the Falcons 45, give or take.
10
Great
yards
return.
in field goal range.
Well,
Well,
there's a 4-point game because of a missed field goal and a missed extra point, so maybe not. Should be all tied up this game, but the Falcons with a 4-point lead. The Colts on 1st and 10 from the Atlanta 44. Daniel Jones under center sends Michael Pittman in motion, fakes the handoff to Jonathan Taylor, then dumps the ball off to Jonathan Taylor with light years of speed ahead of him. And he takes it all the way down to the Atlanta 20. Just no one within 10 yards of Jonathan Taylor, and that is not a recipe for success.
Well, it's not like Jonathan Taylor's
Yeah,
having a good year or anything.
after the catch, two defensive backs trying to track him down. Neither of them had a sniff of getting to him because he went up the left sideline there. Big game.
So you have a
Of
50-yard
course, it was
return,
Jesse Bates who got to him eventually.
24-yard pass to open the drive. In the red zone immediately. Second play on 1st and 10 hit. Daniel Jones loses the ball and falls on top of it, but there is a flag. It was Jalen Walker that beat his man and then got a hand in there to force a fumble.
Holding,
The interesting
maybe?
here is it going to be holding?
Got to be
Jalen
holding,
Walker
if
still
anything,
got
right?
there. That's what I would assume.
They waved it off and picked the flag up. No foul.
But it does result in a 10-yard sack for Jalen Walker, the rookie. Like I say, this pass defense for the Falcons, when they get a chance to pin their ears back, has been, well, the best in the league. I was going to say much improved, but the best in the league kind of speaks volumes. So, first round pick used well. Sets up now a 2nd and 21 from the 31. Daniel Jones gets the ball, dumps it back off to Admir Abdullah, who's going to get some of that yardage back. 8-yard pass, setting up what's going to be a 3rd and 13? 3rd and 12?
Yeah, 13, I think.
So 3rd and 13, just outside the red zone with a dodgy kicker. We'll see how aggressive the Colts want to be. And somehow the Colts on their second kicker are the ones struggling, and the Falcons with their third kicker, Zane Gonzalez, has been nothing but consistent so far. 3rd down conversions for both teams, 0 and 4. Can we have a conversion, please? Jesse Bates showing pressure, blitz coming. Jesse Bates does come. Daniel Jones sacked, fumbled, Falcons all over it. Jalen Walker recovers it. What an absolute mess for this Colts offense. What looked so promising, completely shut down when this Falcons pass rush can actually attack. And Jalen Walker, I mean, that is a heck of a series for the rookie.
Yeah, absolutely
It
fantastic.
was absolutely old school Daniel Jones, though, wasn't it? Just no awareness at all. Absolutely mugged. And it cost him.
Before halftime.
Yeah, cost them the field goal try. Falcons will take over around their own 44, I'd guess, which is about where the Colts drive started, actually.
Yes,
Yeah,
so
really a horrible series to knock them out of field goal range.
when you get great field position like that, you've got to take advantage of it. You need to. As I say, by the time they returned the kick, you were already just a few yards from the edge of field goal range. And they got a play from Taylor. I'm thinking, okay, right, you want to conserve that field position because this is a 4-point game. And I know your kicker's not been great, but you can't just be looking for the big play every single time. And they get the sack, and then they get the other sack, and just that was a disaster. 2 fumbles from Daniel Jones. Back-to-back plays, essentially.
It was James Pierce Jr. that sacked him on the second one and forced the fumble, and Jalen Walker that recovered it. So this Falcons defense, that's exactly what the fans want to see. They're 2 young rookies that cost them quite a bit to go up and get, doing exactly what they've done all year. And as you mentioned there, the Colts, as soon as they got behind the 8 ball, that's where they're going to struggle because the Falcons pass rush is fantastic. If you can keep them, behind the chains, if you're getting 2nd and 4, it opens up so much because you've got Jonathan Taylor. But if you're 3rd and 13 or 2nd and 21, pressure's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was never the choice of players in that draft from the Falcons, was it? It was the cost of moving back up to pick a second defensive line player that made you think, like, I mean, is that gonna be value for your draft capital in the long run? But I mean, from the amount it's paying off for them immediately in games, it probably will be. Like that sort of pass rush productivity is invaluable to really giving you a chance to win games. So yeah, fair play to them for being brave enough to make those big swings.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's been one of the random stats, possibly that I brought up ages ago. It's that the Falcons have had like the least amount of sacks in the NFL for like 20 years, basically. Like they haven't had a pass rush. So it was an extortionate price they've given up, but they now have the number one pass defense in the league. So
Yeah.
you can understand they had to do it.
10:21 to go in the third. Falcons lined up at their own 44. Robinson behind Penix in the pistol. Handoff. Game Pele flows to the right. Robinson goes over the pile, maybe a gain of 3-ish where he landed. Modest, but not terrible.
We're seeing the replay of that last play. I mean, she knew the pass rush was
Snap on
coming.
2nd and 8. Handoff faked. Penix rolls out to his right. Fires towards Darnell Mooney. Very close coverage from Jermaine Pratt, and the pass falls incomplete. 3rd and 8 quickly up for the Falcons. Sorry.
I don't apologize. It's me talking over you calling the game. The replay from Daniel Jones said he knew the pass rush was coming. Why he didn't just tuck the ball and take the sack? He was still in field goal range. Or just chuck it away. Don't know what he was thinking.
He was thinking, Jesse Bates is coming up to the line of scrimmage. I'm terrified.
So, 3rd and 8. Penix in shotgun. Algier just to his right. 3 receivers left, 1 outright right. Quick pass towards Drake London. Should have been intercepted by Gardner. It falls incomplete, but it's a 3 and out, and the Falcons will probably punt.
I think they have to. That's
taking over from their own 44 and getting 2 yards is weak.
That's a good recovery from the Colts defense.
Gardner read it really well. But yeah, even if you complete that, the way you're making London dive, coming back to the ball short of the line to gain, he's never going to make the 8 yards. It's a really odd play call to make on 3rd and 8.
Yeah, that was not a good.
Snap it away, put it off. Leave it to Jay on the return.
There was no return. Josh Downs, fair catch at the 13. We were talking about the Falcons giving up a fair bit to go up and get their pass rush as well. The Colts gave up 2 firsts for Sauce Gardner. And realistically, it's great to get the 3rd down stop. Should have had, again, great field position with an interception there.
Should have.
Yeah, and you can tell by his body language, he knows it. It's a big field position swing for the Falcons, and pinning the Colts back at their own 13 is better than it could have been, certainly.
Yeah.
And now we were saying at halftime, Daniel Jones obviously throwing the interception, snowballs normally. First drive of the second half, we see him fumble it, but fall back on double it, fumble it and lose it. Mm-hmm. You really want the coach and staff to calm him down, give him an easy completion. You've got Jonathan Taylor. Let's just try and build some momentum back, because the last thing you want to see is an interception or a turnover here and the man's confidence completely gone to shot. So I think, yes, it's on Daniel Jones to be better. I think it's also very much on the coaching staff to set him up here and say, let's tone it down a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. And they should be doing like just different ways of getting the ball to Jonathan Taylor. Toss out wide. Yeah, it's fine. Run up the middle. Lead draw. So get it to your best player, who currently is Jonathan Taylor. Give him the ball. just because you're
How they started
losing.
the game, in fact.
Oh,
Going back to that first drive.
Yeah.
It's how they started that drive to start the second half. I mean, 24-yard pass to Jonathan Taylor after a great kickoff. The momentum was great, everything's great, and then you drop back a couple of times and all hell breaks loose. So I would be very surprised if we don't see, either a rush or just a very short, easy completion here. Because, the Falcons had a chance there to completely take over, and going 3 and out now gives a momentum hopefully back to the Colts, but backed up at their own 13, they need to be smart here. Like Patrick says, even though the Falcons went 3 and out, they completely turned over the field possession. And
Yeah.
we have here Daniel Jones under center on 1st and 10. Michael Pittman in motion. Handoff to Jonathan Taylor, who stretches it for about 4 yards and set up 2nd and 6.
Still only one catch from Michael Pittman's day. Really.
Yeah, he's ran more
battling
motion
run of the guy.
Yeah, more pre-snap movements than catches, which I don't think he's a diva of any sorts, but he is a wide receiver.
And all wide receivers are divas. Comes with the territory.
2nd and 6. There's Daniel Jones changes the call. Play clock running down 5 seconds here. Does get the snap off. Hands it back off to the running back, Jonathan Taylor. Just about gets to the 1 yard at the first down marker. Looked like he was going to have green grass in front of him, but gets yanked down from behind. But that is a first down. That is exactly what the Colts needed to do on this drive. They listened to us. We're geniuses here at the WinFL show.
Yeah, of course we are.
They two rushes, first down, much better field position now. They're at their own 24 with a fresh set of first downs as we get to see the wave, because that's really what I want to be seeing right now. Thank you, NFL. 1st and 10. Another handoff to Jonathan Taylor, who again stopped 1 yard in, manages to kind of spin for maybe 2 yards. They'll give him 3 in total, 2nd and 7, but you can see a clear kind of statement here. Is that his 13th rush for 70 yards in total for Jonathan Taylor.
And another high snap.
Incredible. Yes. Not as bad this time, but it was neck, not where you really want it.
2nd and 7. Daniel Jones gets the ball, drops back, quick pass to Michael Pittman, who we've been asking to see a bit more of the ball, down right at the 1st yard marker. I think he's going to be just short. But there's a flag. So Michael Pittman finally gets the ball, and it might not count for anything. We'll see what the flag is.
There was 12 on D. He didn't get off the field before the snap.
All right. I noticed some of Pittman there, and it's something again. The freaking Thursday night game. Excuse my language. When players are like a yard from the first down, instead of just lunging forward to get it, they try and change direction and go parallel, and you're like, just go forward. You need like 2.5 feet. I thought we were going to see the replay there, but.
It's the 2nd time that the Falcons have had too many men on the field, which is concerning. Sets up. It says 2nd and 12. It should surely be 2nd and 2. It was the Falcons with the penalty. I'm thinking the NFL graphic is horrendously wrong there. It is 2nd and 2. Ignore the NFL.
Okay.
Pittman in motion. Daniel Jones hands the ball off to Jonathan Taylor, who easily gets those 2 yards for a first down. In fact, gets 12. So sets them up just before the halfway.
So even if the graphic had been right, he'd have got the first down.
Yes. Jonathan Taylor said, you need me to get 12, I'll get 12.
He obviously just looked up and went, 12, is that all I need? Okay, I'll go for it.
It's incredible how regularly he gets 2 or 3 yards more than you think he should, just by
Daniel Jones under center, hands the ball off back to Jonathan Taylor, who looked like he almost lost that ball as he was going to the ground, holding on for dear life, but does secure it at a 4-yard gain on first down, set up 2nd and 6.
So now that the Colts are listening to us, is Jonathan Taylor going to set like an NFL record for carries in the second half? And just have like 50 of them?
give him a nice drink of water and a jacket, give him a rest of a play, takes the helmet off, maybe get some sweat off his head. So it'll be probably a mirror duel. I can't see because he's about 10 yards in the backfield. But Daniel Jones fakes the handoff, then throws a screen out to Tyler Warren, who's got nothing but green grass in front of him. He's down at the Atlanta 30, out of bounds at the Atlanta 28. That was just far too easy. 24-yard completion to Tyler Warren.
It was far too easy.
3 unblocked rushes, nearly getting to Jones, but he just stepped through it, hit the guy on the screen, and yeah, all that rush counts against it. Oh, it was tipped as well. That's a good
nice
catch from Warren.
Yeah. Very nice catch from Warren.
Yep. Jalen Walker again having an impact, but Tyler Warren adjusted well. Daniel Jones changing the call here on 1st and 10. Play clock down at 5. Gets the ball, hands it off to number 31. Tyler Goodson. Who manages to take it forward for 4 yards. So 2nd and 6.
There's all kinds of things flying around on the field there. There was something red and then something white, and I don't know if it's bits.
Yeah, someone lost a glove.
Was that a glove? Was it? I wasn't sure. At first, I thought
no,
someone
he's putting
thrown
his
a
red glove
challenge
back on.
flag. I was like, "What are you challenging?"
Yeah, really heaved it out to near midfield.
Jonathan Taylor checks back into the game. Michael Pittman once again in motion. Daniel Jones under center, hands the ball off to Jonathan Taylor, scrambles forward for about 3 yards. So that's going to set up 3rd and 3 from the Atlanta 21.
So, who tush pushes if you're the Eagles? Everyone else has to do something more sensible.
Well, the thing is,
Colts.
Daniel Jones is a big, strong quarterback. He can run sneaks.
So you see 3rd and 3. Both teams 0 and 5 on 3rd down completions. Will we see our first one here? 5 seconds remain on the play clock. It's running down. They do get the snap off. Hand the ball off to Jonathan Taylor, who goes forward for 2 yards. I think he's going to be 1 yard short, meaning that is our 11th failed 3rd down conversion combined. And I'll be amazed at 4th and 1, 4th and inches with kicking worries that the Colts don't go for this, because a field goal also, they're still down by 1.
So if you're the Colts...
Yeah, it looked...
Sorry, only go, Patrick.
I was going to say, he came down less than a yard away from the first. It's going to be like half yard if the spot where shoulder hit ground.
And they do line up here, 4th and 1, 5 seconds
Shotgun?
on the play clock. Daniel Jones shotgun, high snap again, hands it off to Jonathan Taylor, who goes forward for 5, and more importantly, a fresh set of downs.
I was, you're not going to believe me. I was going to say, if you're the Colts, on this 4th down play, you just do exactly that again. You don't need to bunch it up into a goal line formation. Just do what you've been doing when you're almost guaranteed 2-3 yards. In this case, he goes for about 5. Jonathan Taylor is something else.
1st and 10, with Tyler Warren taking the snap, handing the ball off to Jonathan Taylor, and all that jazz with Ashton Doolan also in the backfield for 2 yards. Interesting one. Yeah, 2 yard gain for
unnecessary flash.
A whole lot of show. And you know what? The Saints do this as well. It really annoys me because you got Daniel Jones out left, lined up. They know you're not. It's such a waste of a play. I have real issues when you have your quarterback just lined up outside.
Yeah.
You may as well have a receiver out there.
Yes,
Yeah.
thankfully, back to normality here. 2nd and 8. Daniel Jones under center. Michael Pittman in motion. Shock horror. Daniel Jones gets the ball, scrambling out to his right. He's going to just take it for 3 yards. Pass. Yeah, he's going to take it for 3 yards. Set up a more manageable 3rd down. Just good decision there. Didn't kind of overthrow it to anyone or force it, and also some positive yards. So 3rd and 6 here for the Colts. Play clock down at 10. Outpace in motion. Daniel Jones gets the ball. Plenty of time, plenty of space. Goes for it. Scrambles forward for about 4, maybe 5, but is met by 2 Falcons players. And again now, this sets up 4th and 1 at the Atlanta 5. And a field goal, whilst it gets you closer to them, doesn't do a great deal. So will the Colts go for it for a second time? Because even if you don't get it, the Falcons are backed up on their 5.
They absolutely should. And just from the
It's not the sort of
same
hit you want to see your quarterback taking either.
no
Defensive tackle around his leg and a safety hitting him in the shoulder.
handoff to
It's
Jonathan
4th
Taylor.
and 2, but it's a very generous 2. It's more of 4 and 1.5.
Don't
Josh
like
Downs
this.
in all sorts of random motion, flipped out left to Jonathan Taylor,
I don't
who
like
goes
that.
nowhere
Don't like
but
that.
backwards. And
That was
Straight over on down.
stupid play call by the Colts. That was absolutely ridiculous. What are they thinking? Every time that they've... Because look, they've got bunch formation. So the Falcons know what's coming. They are all over that. Just same
Yeah, he
formation
took that
that
pitch
you've been
about
doing.
6 yards behind the line of scrimmage, so he's got that extra distance to get. It's
Yeah.
well covered by the Falcons, but they've made it as difficult for him as they could.
No, that's just stupid. That's stupid play call by the Colts. Absolutely insane. Oh, wow. Straight into it, Patrick.
Yeah, Falcons 1st and 10 at their own 7. Classic pistol formation. Penix handing off to Robinson. Makes good ground to the left of centre, maybe 4 yards up to the 10. Solid gain on 1st down.
I mean, Jake, what was our last play call? What was that?
yeah, very, very questionable. 4th and 1.5. And again, very strange formation, very strange call.
2nd and 6, Penix takes the snap, back to pass, fires over the middle, hits Drake London down by his ankles. Good catch, sir. Moves the chains, gets him maybe 15, 20 yards. Good game. Very quick developing route. Yeah. Past the defensive lineman dropping into coverage. Yeah, keeps it off the turf. Good catch from London.
And
that's the end of the 3rd quarter.
Yep, end of the 3rd quarter, guys.
Atlanta in the driving seat, as none of us expected. 4 points up with possession last quarter go.
Yeah, I'm going to grab a beer. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Lovely.
It's more upset for the Colts that they're 4 points down after a missed field goal and a missed extra point. You know.
Yeah. Should be a tight game, as you say. 17 yards completed, and now ended up being up to 20. And it's clutch to move things on there. You could have very easily gone 3rd and out deep in your own territory and had to pop the ball back to like midfield, giving the Colts a real chance to take the lead. The fact that you've been able to extend the drive with that completion really helps you out. And the fact that you were able to get your wide receiver 1 running past a defensive tackle, dropping into coverage and making the completion next to a linebacker, that shows you've got a good handle on how the Colts are trying to defend and being able to get yourself favourable matchups for that sort of pass. And it wasn't like the play developed and it was like scramble drills and people broke down and found pockets. It was really well designed to get out quickly and make that completion. So impressive from the Falcons.
Yeah, because you saw after the Falcons field goal, the Colts had a two-minute drive that obviously ultimately turned it over, but the Falcons went 3 and out in 41 seconds. So then the Colts had a near 9-minute drive, 14 plays. If you had gone 3 and out, your defense is looking gassed even with the changeover in quarters. So, like I say, the Falcons now, fresh set of downs into the 4th quarter, defense taking some rest on the sideline. You know, they'd be pretty happy with where they're at the moment.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that, but you're right. Buying the D a little bit of time to rest up after that Colts drive really helps. Really helps.
Doing an advert for Good Morning Football. How are we feeling about Good Morning Football this season? Oh, we're back to the game.
Yeah. Robinson behind Penix lined up in the pistol. Werner goes back and forth behind the line of scrimmage to diagnose the coverage. Penix 360, shrugs off a sack and throws incomplete down the right sideline. That felt like a throw to safety rather than throw to try and complete it. I don't know, man. This fake handoff 360 thing that Penix keeps doing, it just means you're not got your eyes down the field for as long to see what's getting open. I don't like it. It's giving you all sorts of chances of being hit from the blind sides.
And it's first down. Run the ball.
2nd and 10.
Oh.
Penix takes a snap back to pass. Fires into the ground in front of Darnell Mooney. No chance for his receiver there. 3rd and 10. And from good completion to get you some territory out to the 27, they've gone very quickly to 3rd and 10.
That was just a terrible pass.
Yeah, you can. Mooney ran into the chest of Sauce Gardner down the field to try and generate that separation. Couldn't unhook in time, but should have been OPI in the first place. Penix back to pass. Tight pocket, breaking down into a scramble drill, and he throws it away.
There you go. That took 18 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, not a 3 and out, but a 3 and out since they came back from the 3rd quarter gap. That is not what they would have scripted. And I don't know. It's not like he's missing targets getting open there. It was just an absolute 4-man pass rush win from the Colts that forced him off his spot, forced him into scramble drills and thrown it away down the right sideline. So the Falcons will punt. Hand it back to Jake for the punt return.
We'll see if there is a return. Josh Downs does take the ball around his 28-yard line. Great little return past the 40. Breaks a tackle. Gets over midfield somehow. He should have been down in his own 20, and he's managed to take it into the Atlanta half. So that's a fantastic return there from Josh Downs. For anyone keeping track at home, we are now 0-13 for 3rd down conversions combined. 0-6 for the Falcons. 0-7 for the Colts. Colts who are 1-3 on 4th down as well. So basically, anytime we get past 2nd down, get the punter warmed up.
It was a great little return from Downs, wasn't it? Just to shuffle to the right to create that running lane. And then I think it was the long snap whose tackle he managed to shrug out of and get another 10 yards after that. Impressive work.
The Falcons have a 4-point lead in this game. You've got 1st and 10 at the beginning of the 4th quarter. Why are you throwing 3 passes? Penix has been rubbish this entire game. He's missed wide open guys. Why are you not running them? You got Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. Run the ball. I don't get it. I don't know why they're not running the ball. I guarantee the Colts were running the ball.
It does. Yeah. In both cases, like you've got running backs of the caliber of Robinson and Taylor. You want to use that to set yourself a platform. And yeah, if you're making those not close incompletions on 1st down, it sets you up for not being able to use your running backs when you want to. So yeah, it seems like an odd way to structure your offense.
It does.
I mean, if you look at the box score and the stats of this game, you would think the Colts were up by about 10. I mean, they've got more plays, more yards, less drives, better yards per play, more passing yards, more rushing yards, nearly double the amount of rushing yards. It's just penalties, turnovers that are costing the Colts, and obviously special teams. So, yeah, Michael Penix has been what you expect Michael Penix to be at this point. You're still leaning away from Bijan Robinson, which just bemuses me completely if I was a Falcons fan. Why my offensive coordinator can't see that I have Bijan Robinson, and why we target Kyle Pitts 3 times in a row instead of Drake London, probably. offensive coordinator to me is really letting down this Falcons team.
Yeah. So 14-28 to go in the game. Falcons up by 4. Colts have the ball in Falcons territory after another great return. The Colts starting positions have been awesome. I'll hand you back over.
Oh, okay, so Daniel Jones hands the ball off to Jonathan Taylor for a 4-yard gain. Bit of a scuffle at the end here. Falcons players still pushing Jonathan Taylor despite the whistle long going. Strange one between everyone. Tensions maybe getting a bit there. It is 2nd and 6. Again, the broadcast is saying it's 2nd and 7. It's really not. The broadcast has been very wrong multiple times at this point, which is concerning.
It's only slightly wrong this time. That's an improvement.
Yeah, it's just a multi-billion-dollar industry. But Daniel Jones in the backfield in 2nd and 6. Does the right thing, hands the ball off to Jonathan Taylor. Very patient behind his offensive line, and a huge gap opens up out left. He takes that for a 17-yard gain. I mean, initially had nowhere to go, but just waited, found the gap, and hit it.
Right left Bell crouched in behind one of his offensive linemen, waited for the gap to open up, and then stole through it.
That was lovely by Taylor.
And you've seen second half, the Colts going back to what's worked for them all year. Pass the ball, or just hand the ball to Jonathan Taylor. You have a great offensive line. You have the best running back in the league at this point of the season. And now we see Mo Alley-Cox in motion on 1st and 10. A pitch out to Jonathan Taylor on the left, who takes it forward. Very close to another first down. We'll give him 8 yards there, so it'll be 2nd and 2.
Jonathan Taylor's already over 1,000 yards in the season. Hi. You know?
So we've got 2nd and 2 here at the Atlanta 17. Again, the Colts have been in the red zone. They've had good field position. They've just not done too much with it. We'll see here on 2nd and 2. Mo Alley-Cox once again in motion. Handoff to Jonathan Taylor once again. He's met at the line of scrimmage. He only gets forward for 1. So it will be 3rd and 1. My God, can we please see a 3rd down conversion?
Do you know what they should do? Is hand the ball off to Jonathan Taylor from a normal set. Don't bunch. Just do the exact same play. Couple of receivers, spread the Falcons defense out, and then just hand the ball off to Jonathan Taylor. That's what they should do.
Jones under center with Tyler Warren in motion, sneaks it forward for 2, maybe even 3, but comfortably a 1st down as the right line judge comes in with a horrendous spot once again, but it will still be a 1st down. The NFL, man, billion-dollar industry, multi-billion-dollar, can't get the downage right. The right line judge is getting on my wick.
We've talked about it before, right? They've got this technology to work out where the ball is when it's been spotted about downs and distances, but they haven't got anything to ensure that the spot is in the right place in the first place, which is where the problem starts from. So if you're spotting it wrong, it doesn't matter how well you can measure whether it's in the wrong place or not.
The thing is...
1st and 10, play clock down at 1. Jonathan Taylor gets the ball and is stopped behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of a yard.
Yeah. Yeah, they left it too long. The thing is, they already have... The technology exists for them to just do this all electronically with a chip in the ball and an electronic marker, and there's no need for line judges. They don't need to exist.
2nd and 11 on the Atlanta 15. See if the Colts can punch this in. Amir Abdullah in the backfield. Dare I say this is going to be a throw? Play clock again coming down. 2 seconds, 1 second. Ashton Julian in motion. That play clock was on 0 for about 3 seconds. They've called a flag, delay of game. So they didn't waste the timeout, which I almost respect, but that play clock was on 0 for about 3 seconds. And that's 2 plays in a row now where the Colts have had a play get off on the 1 second and a play not get off at all. I mean, these plays need to be coming in quicker and they need to be up on the line much quicker. So now after a 1st and 10 on the Atlanta 14, you're now facing a 2nd and 16 from the Atlanta 20.
I don't get it. This is not a complicated
On the
offense.
edge of field goal range.
2nd and 16, Daniel Jones gets the pass off to Tyler Warren, who manages to get about half of that back. Says here about 6-yard gain. So now you're setting up a 3rd and 10 from the Atlanta 14.
But yet, this is not a complicated offense. Why are they taking the ball, the clock down to 1 second when you're behind by 4 points? I don't understand it. It's like, inside handoffs to Jonathan Taylor. There you go. That's your offense.
Well, you're not going to make this the last possession of the game with 12 and a half minutes to go.
We've seen a 3rd down conversion, but 3rd and 10 here. Daniel Jones gets the ball. He's trying to extend the play, but is sacked by number 54, Dawless. We will see a field goal attempt shortly on 4th and 12 from the Atlanta 16.
Dawless stepping us well on this drive. That's his 2nd tackle for loss this drive.
5-man rush there for the Falcons. And at least 3 of them beat their man. And let's not forget that this is a very good Colts offensive line. But the Atlanta defensive, the pass rush has been kind of having the way with them.
34-yard field goal for Michael Badgley, dead center, restores some pride, and the Falcons retain the lead 17-16.
They do indeed. So 17-16 in this game, so we take a break.
But for Jonathan Taylor, that could have been a lot worse.
Jonathan Taylor is carrying this team. And I know we say that, and we've said it before about players, Saquon with the Eagles last year. But the reality was that, last year, when it wasn't working with Saquon, Jalen Hurts played well. And he was able to pass well. And the receivers were able to catch passes. And the defense was good. And the special teams was good. And this Colts team, I don't know. And you look at Daniel Jones' stats, but I'm looking at the play calls. I'm looking at the way Jones is playing, and there's not an awful lot to like from this 7-2 team offensively. Just come from a Broncos fan. You kidding me? It's like just the worst offense we've ever seen. But if it's not for Jonathan Taylor, there's not a lot working for this team. You mentioned Pittman earlier on. They barely targeted him at all. What's he had like?
And it's funny, last season under a different quarterback, admittedly, they had 3 receivers very similar in terms of productivity. They did it in different ways. But Pittman was like 47th overall in total yards. Downs not far behind him, and Pierce not far behind him as well. And you're right, they used Pierce as that deep threat, so he was only catching like 2 or 3 balls a game, going for like 30 yards a catch or something ridiculous. It was, boom or bust for him, with Pierce being your more reliable chain mover and Downs picking up a lot of volume and shorter targets. So we've barely seen Downs this game. We've seen Pittman once. It's been all Pierce first half propping up, and occasionally Warren on those sort of screen passes underneath. It's not been convincing passing offense that's real consistent threat against the Falcons. And Jake mentioned up top that the Falcons have been good against the pass this year, so maybe that shouldn't be a surprise. But it's holding the Colts back at the moment.
Certainly, yes. Falcons still have the lead. We've got the Colts kicking off with 9 minutes to go in the game. Both teams have all 3 timeouts.
Indeed. Fought around his own 2 by the Falcons receiver, slips and falls and is tackled at his own 23, but that was just touching a man down who was already down. It does look like cloudy, foggy out there, so maybe the surface is slick. But yeah, it was Agnew on the return, I think, and didn't need to be tackled because he tackled himself, or the turf monster tackled.
Looked like I saw on that one. A bit of whiplash.
Yeah, because you hit the ground and then the guy hits you just after you've hit the ground. That is not what you need. So Falcons at their own 23, 8:56 to go in the ball game. Penix in the pistol, Robinson behind him, hands off to Robinson, makes his way through the left sideline, gains maybe 6 or 7, goes out of bounds.
Now, they should have done that when they were
Pursued by
4
Cam
points up.
Bynum.
They still have a
Yeah,
1
it
point
feels like a
lead.
bit far out to grind out a long drive to finish the game off. They're not the Chiefs.
Well, it is at 8:37, but if they'd done that on their previous drive, they could have chewed up 3, 4, 5 minutes
you'd be
instead
arranged for it.
of 40 seconds.
Hand off to Robinson, one cut up the right side. Gets it out towards the 40s. First down, Falcons at their own 38. Nice little, just put one cut to get inside the guy and find a lane to make some good gain before he was tackled. Simple.
Good to see Zach
Pretty
Robinson's
simple.
realised he's got Bijan Robinson on his team.
Yes, it's amazing that, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's amazing that. Besides, see, when you're winning, Patrick, sorry, when you're winning, it's never too early to start running at the clock.
First and 10 at the 38, hands off to Robinson again, picks his way for a yard or two up to the 40. No lane that time. Good discipline from the Colts, keeping everything blocked up. So they take the 2-yard gain to minimise the damage, but makes it a little bit more stressful in 2nd and 8. They're really favouring this pistol formation, and Robinson back behind Penix again. Penix drops to pass, steps up in the pocket, lays it over the right sideline, aiming for Darnell Mooney, well covered by 23. Who is 23? Kenny Moore. No attempt to make the catch from Mooney as it came over his shoulder on the right sideline.
Yeah.
Falls incomplete. 3rd and 7 comes up. Who wouldn't make rushing yards on a day, dominating the offense, those two.
Yeah, we're looking at the running back comparison. 15 for 81 for Robinson. And I've lost it for Jonathan Taylor. He's well over 100 yards in the game, though.
Penix fires over the middle, incomplete on 3rd
Word.
and 7. I feel like we've said that a few times on 3rd down today. No one in the area, not really close to being completed.
Who's the Falcons' backup quarterback? Is it Cousins?
Kirk Cousins, you might have heard of him.
Get him in the game. What is that pass? He was wide open, and he threw it 40 yards behind him.
Yeah, it was thrown way behind Sills, the wide receiver 3, as he came across the field. And this time, at least, he'd got beyond the stick. So if he'd managed to complete it, it would have moved the chains. Punt away.
Just
Boom and punt to
Quarter
Josh
to
Downs.
9.
Oh.
A 9.
Sorry.
fair
He didn't
catch.
signal the fair catch. I thought he was going to get blasted.
Colts take over, 6:55 to go in the game, trailing 16-17 in this one. They're watching the NFL shows. Me, Ian McKenna, and Patrick Jackson, and Jake McGee. And I think I've seen enough of Penix. I think I've seen enough of him. This is not like, as I say with the Bo Nix, slightly overthrowing players, slightly underthrowing players. He missed a guy by a clear 5 yards behind him. That's across the way. This isn't slightly too deep, slightly too short. It's across the way. Terrible. Colts take over on offense.
Yeah, 1st and 10 at their own 9. Fake handoff to the running back. Quick completion outright to Tyler Warren, who shrugs off a defender, takes a 4-yard gain into an 8-yard gain. And again, lots of breathing space for the Colts now and a good positive 1st down play.
Yeah. Yeah, Tyler
Thing is,
Warren.
we already saw Cousins recently, and it looked worse. So, when you're caught between those two things, it's tough.
Who's the Falcons' 3rd string quarterback?
There was not one on the depth chart.
Well, they need one. Because,
It does feel like it, doesn't it?
Penix is terrible.
2nd and 2 on the
What's
center.
Nathan
Daniel
Peterman
Jones
doing
hands
these
the
days?
ball off to Jonathan Taylor, who manages to break a tackle after getting a 1st down, and he's scampering down the left. He's still going tiptoeing down the sidelines. He might take this all the
He's got blockers.
way. Touchdown to the Colts, and that was a first down turned into a 83-yard touchdown run.
Wow.
I have no idea how he got out of that. That was ridiculous. Looked like he'd been stopped about 2 yards beyond the first down line and suddenly broke out of it and was free down the left sideline with no one catching him.
Jonathan Taylor. You're always just waiting for him to break one. And he broke one. And my goodness. I mean, he was
My fantasy season is over.
Yeah, but how? He was dead to rights in the backfield there. And that's going to put him close to 200 yards on the day?
Rushing, he's now on 210 yards.
Wow.
He's added a further 42 in the air. So he's at 252 yards alone, which, if I just clarify, Jonathan Taylor, 252 yards. Atlanta Falcons, 232. Now, the Colts go for the 2-point conversion that I mentioned earlier in the half that they would, but it is battered down by the Falcons. It will remain 22-17. And obviously, after the missed extra points, the Colts at some point were going to go for the 2-point conversion to try and restore the touchdown lead. So good news for the Falcons. They're only down 5. But yeah, Jonathan Taylor currently has 20 more yards than the entire Falcons offense.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of faith that the Falcons can retake this lead. I'll be honest, lads.
My heart would break for them.
If they would just listen to me, they would.
It's incredible.
I mean, look at that. Yeah. Look at that, my Taylor. My word.
Ran straight into the teeth of the defensive line, right up into big number 90, bounced off him, out to the left sideline and away. And the dismissive little handoff to the safety trying to tackle him as well just really added to that.
And you sometimes forget how much speed Taylor has. When he got to the outside, he was gone.
Yeah, he's not just a big last couple of years. There was no catching him.
He's been injured. As well the last couple of years, so it's nice to see him break an 83-yard run. Michael Badgley will kick this back off to the Falcons.
Yeah. Jamal Agnew takes it at his own goal line. Comes out. Can he avoid the turf monster? He can, but he can't avoid the Colts, and he's taken down around the 28-yard line of the Falcons. Surprisingly little elusiveness there from Agnew, really just running into the teeth of the
straight into the tacklers,
getting taken out by the first man. Like, he's a slight, agile returner, and I expected a little bit more guile from him there, rather than just running into the teeth of it.
I don't know if you saw the tweet put out the other day. I was about a day late with it. Tweet. I don't call them tweets anymore. What do they call them? Posts on X. That sounds so garbage.
Just generify it as much as possible.
And I was saying that because Marvin Mims for the Broncos is out, they should get Dondre Tillman to return punts because he's broken about 40 tackles with his 2 interceptions. And he's a big guy. Yeah, if he gets through to the kicker's not stopping him. Okay, we're back to the game.
They've spotted it at the 29. Penix takes the snap, does his little 360, and then fires over the middle to a wide open Drake London around the 44. He's gang tackled and pushed back around 6 yards, but if they give him forward progress where he caught it, that'll be at the Falcons 44. It's first down either way. How did he get so open? He was moving left across the formation. Yeah, Mooney took a guy away. Cross never got back into position. He just found a gap in the zone, and it's hit him with a catchable ball. Wild.
That's wild. But I'm with you, Patrick, on this pirouette. This spin that Penix keeps doing when he flicks a handoff. I don't know why he's doing it. It's weird. And it means he can't get his feet set.
Penix takes the snap. Under immediate pressure from the Colts, flushed out to his left. Fires, finds Bijan Robinson, who's run with him parallel up the left touchline. Maybe gains 8, but it was under a lot of duress. It was a broken play that they made the best of. Oh, and there's a little bit of holding from Franklin there that went uncalled as well. Good catch from Robinson, right down by his knees.
It was. It's a bad pass.
2nd and 2.
It's a bad pass from Penix.
you can excuse it on the run out to your left, having to hurdle a defensive tackle trying to take your ankles out more there
Yeah.
than you can for some of the others.
He's left.
Second and 2, still in pistol. Handoff this time. Robinson finds his gap, drives it for 2.5. Has he fumbled there?
He did?
No, they're ruling him down.
Oh, yes. Okay. So we'll call that a first down for Atlanta.
Ball definitely came out, but came out after he hit the floor.
Now it becomes a game of clock management for both teams. The chess match has begun.
Yeah, we
Well, we saw at the end of the first half.
4 minutes to go.
We saw at the end of the first half that neither of these teams is good at any clock management skills whatsoever.
Pennick's under centre on 4th and 10.
First.
Hands off to Algier, who bursts up the middle, dives ahead to the 39. It's a good gain on first down. And
Keeps the clock
a
running.
surprise formation given what we've seen from this game so far.
Clock down to 3:20.
2-minute
Yeah,
one
the
on
Colts
both
are going to have
teams
to
with all
start thinking about
timeouts.
timeout soon. Another handoff to Algier, heads to the right this time, blasts through a couple of arm tackles and takes it out towards the 20, maybe? Certainly made a first down yardage and maybe another 5.
Okay, now
Put his shoulder into Sauce Gardner there and really drove him back off the pitch.
certainly did. So we're under 3 minutes. Falcons have 3 timeouts on the ball. They're driving. They're into Colts territory, deep in Colts territory now. They've got plenty of time.
Knocking on the red zone.
Plenty of time.
It's at 32. Back in the more familiar pistol formation, calls Mooney across the formation. Steps back to pass. Fires over the middle. Hits Kyle Pitts at the 20. Ahead of Penny Moore. And good catch there. Immediately tackled, but moves the chains. 12-yard gain.
So if I'm the Falcons, I don't call any timeouts at all here because you think we need to score a touchdown on this drive. We're not giving the ball back to the Colts. Colts need to start thinking about
Milk as
timeouts.
much as you can.
Yeah,
2-minute warning.
that's a 2-minute warning.
Be first and 10 from the 19 when we come back from the 2-minute warning.
If the Falcons score,
Yes.
which they have to score a touchdown.
They need a
They
touchdown.
have to go for 2. They will have to go for 2 as well.
No, they're only.
Because a 2-point lead does nothing for them.
Well,
Yeah, fair.
that's true. That's true. That's what I'm saying. The Falcons need to score with like 4 seconds to go. That's what they need. So they shouldn't even be considering timeouts here. Colts should now be thinking about timeouts. Because they'll be thinking, if Atlanta scores, we want at least, a minute or like 50 seconds so that we can get into field goal range. Because we've seen them do it in 2 plays. We saw them do it in 1 play with Jonathan Taylor there. So the Colts should start thinking about the timeouts. The Falcons should just be thinking, no, we want to take this clock all the way down to a few seconds to go, score a touchdown, and walk off winners.
And they've got the roster to do
What
it.
I'm
I
saying
think.
is if-
Sorry, Jake.
Go ahead, Jake.
Yeah, just saying if they score, that'll put them on 23 points. They will need to go for 2 points. The Colts, we've mentioned already with the kickoff, if it's a touchback, the Falcons will have to also be smart with the kickoff because if it's a touchback, the Colts will get the ball at the 35-yard line. So lots to think about for the Falcons, not just scoring a touchdown. They have to play this, like you say, very well and ideally walk it off. It's easier to walk off a field goal than it is to walk off a touchdown. You can't leave 3 seconds left and hope you're going to get a touchdown. So I'd be very interested to see how they manage this because Zach Robinson and Raheem Morris haven't really given me any reason to trust them here.
No.
You'd think, like, with your 1-2 punch of Robinson and Algier, you're well set up to move it in stages down the field, keeping the clock running to that time, meet up this timeouts.
Yeah, so you're breaking up a wee there,
When the
but
Colts know
Patrick.
that's what you want to do. Sorry.
No, don't
When the
apologize.
Colts
Yeah.
know that you want to. The Colts know that you want to run down the clock and eat up their timeouts. They'll be lined up to stop that. It makes it tricky.
True, but having, as you say, having the two running backs who can get it done, you're keeping the defense on their toes. So just line both your running backs up. They don't know which way you're going to go, and you can spread a couple of receivers. Keep them spread out. Don't bunch it up. Keep them. That's a little too tightly bunched with one running back. I don't know. I give up.
They have favoured tight formations this game as well, so I'm not sure how much spread we'll see. But anyway, we come out of the 2-minute warning. 1st and 10 at the 19. Pitts running across the back of the formation, hands off to Algier running left. Big gap. Takes him down. Diving tackle from, not sure. But he caught him just about 8 yards deep. Maybe fell for another 2. I think he got the first.
I think
It
he
was
did.
Lata with the tackle.
1st and goal.
Shoestring tackle.
And someone took a timeout. I'm assuming it was Indianapolis.
Yeah, it's got to be, hasn't it?
Yes.
1:54 to go.
You also get to the point
Morris
where
fired up on the sideline.
you assume that the Falcons run the ball a few times here, try and burn some timeouts and some clock if they can. But if it got to the point, the Colts would probably rather let them score and have a chance to kick a field goal to win the game. So the chess match continues.
Yes. Oh, if they essentially
You never
allow
want to be in
them,
let them score territory, do you?
you sit down on the 1 yard line. That's what you do.
They spotted the
Sit
9,
down,
so it's
sit
first
down,
and
sit
goal
down.
for the Falcons.
It's 2nd and goal
Bennett
from.
takes a snap, hands it to Algier, drives down to the 2-yard line, and he's down. 2nd and goal of 2. Another timeout. Colts. 1:48 to go. Apparently, my stream's behind.
That's okay. That's okay. I will allow you to catch up, so I'm not reacting too heavily to it. Do apologize.
Sorry, that's fine.
That's all right. It's usually me who's way behind.
This stream has been all over the place. I've been ahead and behind, oscillating. So
Colts took
see how we
another
go here.
timeout.
Blame my dodgy Hertfordshire internet.
So it's 2nd and goal, and the Colts took a second timeout. You can tell us how much time's left. That'd be nice.
Minute 48.
1:48.
Thank you very much. 2nd and goal.
So still in the pistol with Algier lined up behind him. Penix takes a snap, hands off to Algier, drives for the goal line to the left, and he's in. Atlanta touchdown, 23-22. Morris signals for the 2-point conversion because he's as smart as Jake.
And this is very, very important here because the Colts, minute 44 and a timeout. It's plenty of time to try and get a touchdown to win, plenty of time to get a field goal to tie it. But if they fail this 2-point conversion, it's plenty of time to take the clock down and kick a walk-off winning field goal. So it's not job done for the Falcons just yet.
No, not at all.
And because the Falcons haven't been able to cover
John
kickoffs.
Robinson fantasy owners everywhere in despair.
Yes, vulture twice.
Yeah. The Falcons haven't been able to cover kickoffs. So maybe a touchback's actually the best option for them. Because the Colts have had huge returns.
Yeah, you could say that. Particularly given what Badger's done so far today as well. Like, he's been very hit and miss. So you want to be holding him to like you're 40 at best.
How far behind are you guys? Because I'm like very far.
I've already seen it.
Okay.
Yeah, my stream paused and then unpaused after the successful 2-point
Oh, it's
conversion.
okay.
Drake London flared out to the left corner of the end zone and Penix hit him on a little quick hitch. Nice completion, very tidy, unchallenged. It would have been nice to see it live. Thanks, DSEN.
Oh, well, this is awful app. It's shockingly bad. So the Falcons, 25-22.
25-22, 144.
Yeah, 144 to go in the game. Colts have one timeout.
Though for the Colts.
That's not bad.
144 and a timeout. Field goal to tie it, but you're obviously going to hope for a touchdown. You're not going to settle for a field goal. But we'll see how their drive goes. Like you say, will it be a touch? You know, the Falcons here, how cute do they want to get? Because if you mess up the kickoff, you set them off at like midfield, basically. So, we'll see how cute he wants to get here. Kicks it within the touchback area. It's Amir Abdullah that gets the run back and once again breaks a huge return past midfield. Well, at midfield. So you're kind of foreshadowed it. Should they have just kicked out the end zone and set for the 35? They kick it short. Amir Abdullah this time. So not just Ashton Doolan. Amir Abdullah breaks it to midfield and the Colts set up brilliantly. And now they have all the time in the world to decide what they want to do, and they will be aggressive. But most importantly for them is get inside field goal range, and then worry about maybe getting a touchdown to win.
The only thing that the Falcons have in their advantage is that they're up by 3. I'll explain that later.
Yes, so Daniel Jones here at the Atlanta 48 gets the pass off. It was Tyler Warren, but he was fighting with Caden Ellis, and Ellis wins that fight by ripping it out, and it goes as incomplete, which does stop the clock, but now they're behind the chains at 2nd and 10.
So the reason I'm saying that they have the advantage of being up by 3, obviously being up is a good thing, but if they were up by 4, the Colts know they need a touchdown. But because they're up by 3, if the Colts get into like a 4th and 5, they'll be like, we might just kick a field goal going to overtime. And the way the Colts have been kicking, I don't know if that's a good thing. So it's actually, that's an advantage to the Falcons being up by 3, not by 4.
In the 2-minute warning, inside the 2-minute warning, everything is reviewed upstairs, and they are reviewing, could this possibly be a fumble? Tyler Warren catches the ball, turns left, puts the ball to his helmet. That's a couple of football moves there. Is there a clear recovery, though? Because they obviously blew it dead and called it incomplete.
If you're going to call the fumble on review, you should also call the face mask on review, because before Ellis pulls that ball out, he pulls on Warren's face mask, which stops him securing it. Much as I don't want the Colts to win, you can see the face mask just before he gets the second arm on him.
There is a clear recovery by the Falcons, though. A very clear recovery.
Oh!
So we'll see, because if they overturn this to a fumble, that's game over.
It's basically game over. Colts only have one timeout. It's 1:32 to go.
They've played it safe, and they've left it as called on the field, which is an incompletion. That will be dubious. I'm sure we will have plenty to talk about that on the podcast in the week. But for now, 25-22, 1:32 left. The Colts with one timeout, the Falcons with all 3. 2nd and 10 from the Atlanta 48. Have to avoid a sack or anything silly here. Daniel Jones drops back and does exactly that and gets sacked for about 11 yards. And Caden Ellis, who just forced the incompletion, celebrating with his teams as he was one of about 3 Falcons smothering Daniel Jones there. And once again, great field position has turned into a nightmare.
How does Daniel Jones not see that blitz coming and just chuck it away? He has time to double pump. Are you kidding me?
And the Colts do call their timeout. So now they're faced with 3rd and 21 from their own 41 with 1:27 remaining. They're obviously in 4-down territory. They'll want to get a large chunk of this back. 3rd and 21. Daniel Jones drops back, plenty of time, steps up, maybe looking to scramble, does look to scramble. What a block by Jonathan Taylor. Springs Daniel Jones for 19 yards to make that a 4th and 2. And that was a good decision by Daniel Jones, but a really heads-up block from Jonathan Taylor.
He came so close to just.
Don't know how they've let him get that much yardage on that scramble. That's crazy.
That is incredible. I don't know what I see with this play call, right? I don't know what Tyler Warren was thinking when he ran 5 yards and then turned around and looked for the ball. It was 3rd and 21. 4th and 2.
So 4th and 2, game on the line. Daniel Jones, empty backfield, finds Tyler Warren, breaks a tackle, goes forward for 10 yards, gets out of bounds. Best case scenario for the Colts those last 2 plays. From the depths to all of a sudden now in control. And the win probability meter is going up and down.
A lot of blood around Daniel Jones's mouth. He went face first into the Falcons bench at the end of that scramble. Maybe that's what that came from, but it looks unpleasant for him.
1st and 10 here. Obviously, the clock stopped, but the Colts still hurrying up. Play clock is coming down now. Caden Ellis shows pressure. Daniel Jones notices it. Drops back. Throws it deep out left to in the vicinity of Alex Pierce, but never catchable. So 2nd and 10. Minute 7 left. No timeouts. You would say in field goal range, but it's the Colts and Michael Badgley, so never say never. They will certainly look to still try for the touchdown, but either way, they need to make sure this is an easier field goal, if nothing else.
What do you do if you're the Falcons? Do you put pressure on Jones, try and get another sack?
You have to try and make this as difficult as possible, especially with the field goal in mind. They do bring pressure. Another high snap, and Daniel Jones just has to eat the sack. And that is... They've got to call it a minus 6-yard run, but it's basically a sack. Daniel Jones was given no chance with that snap. High and to the right, and with the Falcons already bringing pressure, it was already decided that that was going to be a negative play. So that puts them at 3rd and 16.
Clock's
From
ticking.
the 36, the clock is ticking. Daniel Jones gets the ball. Quick pass to Michael Pittman, who takes it forward for positive yards there. 10-yard pass, making it a 4th and 6. And I'll be surprised if they don't clock this and go for
They can't. It's 4th down. They can't
surely clock it. Falcons. Yeah, they can't. Surely the Falcons take a timeout, though. Either way, yeah. Falcons wake up. They do take a timeout. So we'll see what time they put back on the clock there, because I'll be surprised if it is 23. They normally put some time back on.
I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have taken the timeout. I would have let them do the fire drill, because Badgley's not been great. I would have taken my chances.
Now they get a chance.
Sorry, Patrick.
We've seen some kicks missed already this year when they've done it as fast as possible and they haven't been able to get a kicking ball out there and had to kick it with the ball that was in play for the offensive drive. So, yeah, I think the Falcons might have helped them out a little bit there. 44-yarder.
Yep, 44 yards for Michael Badgley to tie the game up. And he's been rock solid since his early mistakes. That was dead center as well. So 25 seconds remaining. The Falcons have 2 timeouts. And now we have to see how cute the Colts want to get with their kickoff.
Colts.
We know what the Falcons do with 25 seconds to go to the end of the quarter period. They'll just kneel it and take it to overtime, right? Colts
should just bang his head at the back of the end zone. Give the Falcons at the 35-yard line. Well, no one's saying that. Colts haven't been bad covering kicks. The Falcons have been bad. Oh, if this is going to go to overtime, I'm going to need another beer.
So we're tied 25-25 with 25 seconds remaining.
It's a lot of 25s.
But the Falcons, all the 25s. The Falcons, 2 timeouts. But 25, not a good number for them because 28 minus 3.
Oh.
Get out of here.
Wonderful.
But let's see what Michael Badgley does with this kickoff here. Because Jamal Agnew been pretty disappointing in the return game. Especially when that is your only job, is to return. For the Colts, Josh Downs, Ashton Doolin, and Admir Abdullah have all been involved in the game as well. But Badgley here hoofs the ball inside the zone, caught at 10?
Yep.
And he goes nowhere.
Came out to about the 21, then headed horizontally across the pitch, was caught from behind by, I think, Laquan Twedrow.
It was Laquan Treadwell.
Gives former Jags on former Jags crime going on there. Yes, and a long way to go for Penix et al. 2 timeouts, 21 seconds. They're from their own 26, not 21. Sorry, I missed a 5-yard down marker.
That's all right.
Running back in shotgun, Penix back to pass. Stands in the pocket, hits Mooney wide open, who then drops it backwards for absolutely no reason.
Oh, my word.
Oh, boy.
That's cancelled out what would have been maybe a 12-yard gain. Yeah, a painful one. It's the cost of time. Like, it would have been a 13, 14-yard pickup. Instead, it's a 0-yard pickup, and they lose 6 seconds. Penix takes the snap, drops back to pass. Oh, that's intentional grounding. He threw out of a tackle after no blocking and a guy right around his ankles, JT Tulimolu. Are you not going to give intentional grounding for that? Because he just dumped it to the floor near nobody out of the attack.
Maybe there was somebody just out of shot. Maybe.
No, surely this is a flag. There's no one. That has to be a flag.
I mean,
there
we go. There's the intentional grounding.
Yeah. I don't even know why they had to look at that for throwing the flag.
The Falcons accept the 10-second runoff, so that ends regulation time and we go to overtime. What a tame way to bow out if you're the Falcons. Like,
that was pathetic.
Just a botched play, another botched play, and then a surrender choice.
Now, if memory serves, they get 2 timeouts each. Is that correct?
I think you're right. Yeah.
It's the first overtime stream I've done. 2 timeouts. Right, I want to go and get another beer. My goodness, this is ridiculous. This game's got to just keep on going.
We have a very important coin toss because you want to not get the ball here. You want to see what your opponent does.
Okay. I see what you.
In the very last overtime game I watched, the team won the toss, received, and won the game. So
it's possible to do that. No, not at all.
With both teams.
I mean, it did end on a failed 2-point conversion, so arguably they shouldn't.
Sorry, Jake.
Yeah, because both, with the change to the overtime rules, both teams will see the ball. Surely you want to know if you need to get a field goal. Do I need to get a touchdown? Logic says.
Yeah, because if they score a touchdown, the opening drive, then you're going for it on every 4th down, which changes the way you play 3rd down. So I get where you're coming from.
The only flip side to that argument is if you play really fast and you take the first possession, you are the only team likely to get a 3rd possession, so you might get an extra bite of the cherry.
That is that to think of. I'm going to be right back.
I do appreciate, rather than having to take a kneel down or any confusion, the Vulcans just say, no, we'll just take the penalty. We'll take the runoff.
That
suits us.
That's fine.
But Darnell Mooney, that's a costly one from Darnell Mooney.
Yeah, it was one where he was looking to see what to do after the catch before finishing the catch off. And there was a couple of people coming in on him, and he was trying to work out, how can I spin upfield and gain yardage here? Can I get out of bounds and stop the clock? Because if you are tackled in bounds, then that costs you a timeout. Ultimately, they didn't use either timeout. So, do the important thing first. Secure the catch, secure the 14 yards, then maybe get some more. He'd spilt it.
Yeah.
It ended up costing them 6 seconds and gaining them nothing. And that's a huge chunk of the time you have left. So, yeah, painful for them.
That would have been a really good 1st down play for them because, like say, 16, 17 yards timeout sets up everything. But we'll see here with the coin toss.
Yeah. Bodes well that Clete Blakeman dropped the coin as he walked out to the centre circle there.
It's like both linebackers being the captain. You love that.
Yeah. It tells you a lot about the teams. No frills, gritty football.
And we're back.
Indianapolis aren't the visiting team, so it shouldn't be their choice. It should be the Falcons' choice.
I was just going to say, I thought the Falcons were the visiting team.
So, an all-round great showing there from Blakeman as he drops the coin on the way to the centre spot and then gets the wrong team to call the toss. Great.
The Colts won the toss and chose to receive.
But they shouldn't have been calling the toss. They're the home team. What's happening? Why would the Falcons...
Maybe they knew that. Maybe they knew that and out of respect took the stupid option and received the ball. Very confused.
I have no idea what's going on here.
This is just an absolute mess. So the Colts should not have called for it, but the Falcons probably would have preferred the Colts to have the ball. So it's ended up working out, I suppose, but just, once again, multi-billion company. Just an absolute mess.
I don't know what's going on here. This game started off so promising with, some good offensive play, and then in the second quarter, the defense is tightening up, and it's just turned into a farce. This really has become a farce in the last sort of 25 minutes.
Thought we were going to be comfortably done before the 6 o'clock game started.
Oh, well, I was
now we've got
hoping...
overtime, so we almost certainly won't be.
No, all we
catch up on Jags.
All we need is a safety. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, a defensive
no second
score.
possessions if there's a safety.
Any defensive score ends the game. There you go.
Oh, and the Colts have received, so I'd be up for that. Yeah, I'd be good for that. I'm on board for the draw as well. If they want to play out a draw, that's absolutely fine. That works for me and Jake, so we're all happy with the draw.
Well, I predicted the Colts to get 25. That's gone well.
Yeah.
The Falcons scored a bit too. The Falcons just outdid my expectations, despite some horrendous play calling and head coaching.
So we've got one...
And
yeah, my 10
play.
points Colts wins looking a long shot.
1 10-minute period. The Colts have...
Falcons have received.
What's happening? I thought the Colts elected to receive. What's
It's
happening?
just a mess. The NFL just sucks.
Right, so I don't have any audio, so I have no idea what's been said. What is being said?
What happened is the Colts received. Agnew ran it straight into the teeth of the defense for like the 4th time today. At least he didn't slip over and just get tackled lying down.
But
he ran into a guy and got tackled immediately.
It was reflipped. They reflipped the coin toss
during the
off
advert.
air.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
Well, that's embarrassing, isn't it? I mean, good God. Daniel Jones checking his loose tooth after he slid face first into the bench. Falcons, 1st and 10 on their own 30. Penix in the pistol. Robinson behind him. Pitts going across the back of the formation. Hands off to Robinson. Goes to the right side. Very little gap there. Maybe got 2.
So...
Very short gain on 1st down.
Sorry, I'm going to ask this again. So, during the reflip, did they get the Falcons to call the toss?
You would certainly
We had no
hope
idea.
so.
We were in an advert break.
And the Falcons...
That's the only reason you'd reflip it, right?
Yeah, but I'm assuming then the Colts won and then got the Falcons to receive? I don't know what's happening. Oh, my goodness. Anyway.
What's happening is
Neither do the NFL.
it's 2nd and 9. And Penix is about to take the snap. He's pulling Mooney across the formation. Take the snap. Back to pass. Fires quickly to the left-hand side, but out of the reach of Mooney. There was space to fit that in there, but he didn't throw it close enough to his receiver. So Falcons very quickly dropped to 3rd and 9. Deep in trouble here. This is a must convert, otherwise you are bang in trouble.
Why are they throwing?
Be a good time to
Penix
convert your first third down of the game.
on second? Why are you throwing with Penix on 2nd and 9?
Penix changing the play. 10 left on the play clock. Take the snap. Back to pass. Fires down the right sideline. Way out of touch of anyone, but there are flags down. Penix is on the floor under a pile of bodies. It's never a good sign. Mecky Blackton might have been pinged for DPI again, which... Oh, illegal contact on Mecky Blackton. So only 5 yards, not the spot of the foul, but it bails the Falcons out on third down. That'll be 1st and 10 at their own 35, I'm guessing. Oh, unless it's 5 yards from the spot of the foul.
Did he say automatic first down?
12. Yeah. That is harsh. Mooney ran into the DB with his shoulder in the guy's chest, and they've adjudged it to be illegal contact on the DB who didn't initiate that contact.
Yeah.
Very harsh.
If anything, that's OPI.
1st and 10 at the Falcons 36. Yeah. Hands off to Algier, who gets wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. He didn't decisively pick a gap, and the stutter step was eaten up by Zaire Franklin. 2nd and 14, or 2nd and 12, sorry. Yeah, Quiddy Pay did well to keep the edge there and give Franklin the time to get up on around the knees of the running back.
So
2nd and 12. Bit of indecision about where Robinson's lining up. He's to the left of Penix in the shotgun. And low snap. Penix fields it off his own ankles. Fires left sideline, but Mooney is led out of bounds. No reception there. Caught it a yard off the pitch, maybe 2. There was no chance he had a staying in bounds on that ball.
I was closer to 5 yards out of bounds on that one. That's a terrible throw by Penix.
Yeah. And you put him in trouble with the bad snap, but you've got to throw your receiver a ball. He's got a chance of catching in bounds. Like, he's having to jump to catch it as his momentum takes him out of bounds. So very quickly to 3rd and 12. Falcons from their own 34. Penix takes a snap, drops back to pass. Oh, pressure up the middle. He's sacked by Zaire Franklin again. Blasts up the middle untouched and takes Penix down.
I mean, I'm not going
to from the Falcons offense.
Sorry, Jake.
Well, and now the Colts know when they get this ball back, because it's 4th and 24,
yeah,
they only need a field goal.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not going to say the game's over, because obviously anything can happen, but my goodness. That was a disgusting...
It was a nice stunt from the Colts D-line to get Franklin open. He kind of set off rushing, looking like he was slanting right, and then cut back left inside and round the back of the rest of the pass rush to get an empty lane. Punt away, fielded near the 40, tackled almost immediately, but he's out to the Colts 44, Josh Downs. So very good field position for Daniel Jones. He doesn't need to get them far to get that field goal to walk this one off.
Not the first time we've said great field position for the Colts. They don't need too much, though. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
True. Good tackle from Carter Hodge on the punt return.
Daniel Jones hyping up the troops in the huddle, fist bumps all around. They know this is completely in their hands. They should win this game for the team. 1st and 10 from their own 43. He gets the ball, pitches it out to Jonathan Taylor, who there's about 10 bodies in front of him, maybe gets one. Very questionable play call. But 2nd down and 9, I believe.
Was asking a lot of Jonathan Taylor, that wasn't it? You didn't give him any momentum and said, can you beat 8 Falcons?
Yeah.
Not quite.
Don't know why they don't just run it up the middle with him.
Yeah, on their own 44 now. Interesting to see where they tell us Michael Badgley's kind of limit is. We've already seen him come up short from 53. But 2nd and 9 with Daniel Jones under center. Drops back, throws it deep right, has Tyler Warren for a huge gain, 23 yards to the Atlanta 33. You'd say that if they're not in field goal range, they're banging on the door of it. That's a fantastic pass and catch.
Yeah, so from here it'll be 50 yards.
Warren somehow found himself 5 yards of space there. That was very impressive. 4 Falcons around him, but none of them even close enough to disrupt the catch.
And we're back with Daniel Jones in shotgun. Gets the ball, hands the ball off to Jonathan Taylor, who immediately faces contact, but yet takes it 7 yards. I don't know what happened there with the play. It was almost a read option because the player got such a good start on the defense here. Number 33 it doesn't pick Jones or Taylor, pays for it because Jonathan Taylor isn't going to get taken down like that. Takes it forward towards the Atlanta 26. We're now at 2nd and 3, and the Colts straight back on top of the ball with Daniel Jones under center. Michael Pittman in motion, and he hands it off to Jonathan Taylor, who immediately is faced with another about 6-7 bodies of the Falcons and falls forward for maybe 1.
How does
2 consecutive plays that should have been tackles for loss and ended up in gains, and that's massive at this stage. Like, if you hit him for a 4-yard loss on that first down, drive him back further from field goal range, instead he gets a 7-yard gain, next swing of 11. Huge difference.
Yeah.
So we have 3rd and 2 for the Colts. Let's see how conservative they want to be. They do hand the ball off to their running back, who ducks through some tackles, continues to fall forward, takes it for 11 yards to the Atlanta 14, and way inside field goal range.
So
I mean, my best case scenario now is that this ends in a draw.
if I'm the Colts, I'm just Jonathan Taylor. If you score a touchdown with a grade, if you get to 4th down, kick a field goal. That's it. That's it.
Yep.
Just hand off. Keep handing off.
And field goal wins it for you, so you could take a field goal anytime you wanted from here. You're 14 yards from their touchline.
1st and 10, Daniel Jones on the center hands the ball to Jonathan Taylor, who again fights his way forward for good, positive yards. We give him 6 there. We're looking at 2nd and 4, but we are on the Atlanta 8, knowing we only need a field goal. You certainly wouldn't turn down a touchdown to walk it off.
And he knows the Falcons need a strip, so he's running with it clutched tight to his chest like a Money in the Bank briefcase that he doesn't want anyone to take off him.
The offense remains on the field here. 2nd and 4. Mo Ali Cox in motion. Heavy set with Tyler Warren in the backfield as a fullback. Pass, Jonathan Taylor is going to walk it in and win this game for Indianapolis.
There we go.
31-25.
There you go.
Oh, and with 10 minutes to go till kickoffs in the other game. Appreciate you, Indianapolis.
Let's just get a quick update on Jake's Fantasy League. My 33% chance has turned to 17 because Jonathan Taylor has scored 48.6 fantasy points.
Oh, my word.
Yay!
Oh, my word. Yeah, there you go. Jonathan Taylor had himself a day. Good for you. I'll tell you what, though. Oh, that was too easy. That was too easy for Jonathan Taylor. We're going to end it there, guys. Give you a chance to go and check out the 6 o'clock games. Thank you to everyone who's joined us in the stream. We do appreciate it. And we'll see you during the week on the NFL show. Thanks to Patrick and thanks to Jake.
You're welcome. Go well.